Yeah, man. I was wearing a like a stylish coat, and because I thought today was gonna be a little cooler.
Yeah.
Not cooler.
Not cooler.
So I had to shoot something with Kenny Flynn before this, and I was like, "Oh, I'm sweating my ass off." So I went to my car. I'm like, "What do I have in there?" I have this.
Old school, because it still says devil.
It says Tampa Bay Devil Rays, and it's autographed by. I have no clue. It says like, "Keep your head up," and then it's autographed by another grown man. Is there a number on the back or anything?
No.
I don't know what's going on. I have no idea where this came from. But
It says keep your head up like you're a teenager?
Yeah, like some kid.
First of all,
It's authentic because it has like because it says authentic and it has like the Velcro for the players, you know?
but Devil Rays means many years ago because the league made them change from Devil Rays to Rays. I don't know what year that was.
I don't even know if they're still a team.
Yeah, they're a team. The Rays are
They're
a team.
They're
been
so bad.
good this year.
Are they good this year?
They're good this year because it's a shortened season and they have great pitching. But it's a tough. I threw at the first.
They can't be called Devil Rays.
They're not called Devil Rays. They're called the Rays now. I threw at the first pitch in that stadium.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It was funny. I've thrown to the first pitch a couple places. In Boston, they said to me, do you want what size jersey do you wear? So we can have you in a jersey when you walk out to the
The
mound.
Red Sox game?
Yeah.
The Green Monster?
Dude, they said, what size jersey do you need? And I said, whatever size is going to cover up my boner. Because I'm going to be
For reals.
fucking super happy.
Dude, the Red Sox?
That's
So
my
you
home
did
team. I did okay. This was the most embarrassing part. As a person, as a young boy growing up in Massachusetts, you know, I'm sure. So you have teams, but wherever you are, you still have a team. Even if your city has 3 teams, you're either a football guy, you're a Nuggets guy, a Broncos guy. Do you know what I mean? You pick your.
I'm Broncos Nuggets.
So for me, but the Red Sox above everything else, above the Patriots, above the Celtics,
Sure.
above the Bruins. So when they said you can throw out the first pitch, I was like, oh,
Big deal.
man, I practiced. I practiced.
I can't stand the people that don't practice and then fuck up like 50 Cent. Or
Come on, man. If you know you can't throw,
didn't Fauci do a pitch and it was just a nightmare?
he's 150. I'm gonna give him a break.
Yeah.
You know, but if you're 50 Cent and you know you throw righty like somebody throwing lefty who doesn't throw lefty, you know what I mean? Make a joke out of it. But don't go out there like you
It was
gotta.
so bad.
So I go out there, and as I'm walking out, so this is a lifelong dream, dude. I'm walking out. My dad's there. It's his birthday.
And you're all in Red Sox jerseys.
My son is there. My wife is there. My mom is there. They're all on the field watching. They're on the field. This is like a huge moment. And as I'm walking out onto the field, I hear, and now, ladies and gentlemen, throw out the first pitch. Lifelong Red Sox fan, a native of Massachusetts. And he went on, he listed my credits and all this stuff.
Fucked your name up.
Yeah, and he goes, please welcome John Wolfe. And I was like, oh,
So disheartening. It's so disheartening.
said John Wolfe up on
Oh, God. Oh, my God. I'd rather
Brendan-
not do it.
I looked over
That
at
would hurt
Jacob.
my feelings.
I looked over at Jacob, and Jacob gave me a fucking thumbs down. He just looked at me. My dad was laughing. My brother's name is John, and he was like, man, even when I'm not there, I still own you.
That's hilarious.
It was.
How did the pitch? I mean, you play baseball,
Come
so
on,
you're
man.
good, right?
Yeah, I'm all right. I got booed at the first pitch in Oakland.
You pitch for the Oakland A's?
I threw out a first pitch in Oakland.
Dude, I would love to throw a pitch for the Colorado Rockies.
You
And
100% could.
you'd be surprised because last year, I know my team reached out to him. They're like, hey, because it was when I was doing Comedy Works.
Yeah.
Like, hey, Brendan, you know, Denver boy, born and raised, Rockies fan. And they said, usually with the first pitch, it's usually tied to our donors. So unless he wants to donate money, it's like, what?
No,
You're
that's
the
bad.
Rockies.
Yeah, who's donating to the? Here we go. Here's the Rays first pitch right here.
Oh, you're familiar with my Devil Rays.
Yeah. No, so my buddy who caught is a guy named Derek Shelton.
You get a pick who catches?
He's
I want the real deal.
Derek is now the manager for the Pirates, but he's a buddy of mine.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you play
Nice.
baseball, so that's legit pitch.
Come on, man. We got it.
Fauci's might have been the worst.
He
He thought the ball had COVID.
he was teasing me. He was like, man, nobody's ever thrown out a first pitch in skinny jeans before. I'm like, watch me.
Hilarious.
Watch me. But look how many people are in the stands. Like,
Not a ton. And no one, it doesn't really matter who it is. No one gets crunk for the guy throwing the first pitch ever. I've seen big start, especially at Dodger Stadium.
Yeah.
Though it'd be like some big ass, like we got John Legend throwing the. No one gives a flying fuck. In LA, it's even worse.
the only time anyone's ever given a shit that I remember is when I got booed. I got booed in Oakland, dude, because the guy who threw out the first pitch before me, they said, "Hey, oh, that was terrible."
I'm not listening to that guy anything.
I mean, look. The truth of the matter is,
you throw a baseball like that as an American, I can't listen to you on anything.
it's not great, but I'm giving him. He's 3 days older than baseball, so you know what I mean. So
baseball started in 1912.
Let's give him a fucking
nope. Nope. Then don't do it, dude.
But let me ask you something: is it more embarrassing for him or say 50 Cent or Carl Lewis, who are young men?
All the above.
All the
Carl
above?
Lewis was terrible. 50 Cent probably the worst.
I think so.
Because he's kind of a shit talker.
I was expecting more out of 50 Cent because he walked out with a little bit of confidence, you know?
I'm trying to think who's thrown the best. I mean, your pitch was legit.
There's been some dynamite.
Some celebrities with some fucking ropes on them. You know who might be the best?
Yeah.
George W. Bush. You ever seen the rope he threw at the Texans game? Granted, he owns them.
He threw a good one also the first pitch.
50's the worst.
He's the worst.
What the fuck?
That was worse than Fauci.
But way worse.
Dude, you know who threw a fucking bullet what was his name? It was a quarterback.
Oh,
I forget.
Sure.
I forget
Professional
who it
quarterback?
was. Yeah,
Sure.
Who threw a missile? Where would you rate yourself as far as like? Because baseball skills are different than like other sports. Do you know what I mean? Like you can be a great baseball player and not be a particularly good. Yeah.
Oh well, Russell Wilson got drafted by the New York Yankees in the first round.
Yeah, he was. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that first round. And it had a little movement. But look how it runs
he's
inside.
A professional, for God's sake.
It runs inside.
Yeah, he's a monster.
Come on, dude. Yeah, you can't. But to me, the single hardest thing to do in any sport is hit a baseball.
Hit a baseball, yeah.
Do you agree with that?
It's a game of losses.
Because you're trying to
It's the
square
hardest
up
thing
two
to
round
accomplish,
things.
but that's the game. Like it's a game of failure, right?
Yeah.
The hardest job in professional sports is a starting quarterback in the NFL.
Without a doubt.
This the worst game.
You have to.
Think how many quarterbacks are. Think how many are good.
Yeah.
It's exhausting.
You have to have so many different skills, because at the end of the day, you can also be a great quarterback. But if you're not a great leader, I'm assuming when you walk into that huddle,
you got no respect. But also, as a quarterback, for most of it, you have to be really smart. You're basically another coach. You're an extension of the coach. You got to be. Those guys are so fucking smart. Like Tom Brady's by no means the best athlete. He's the smartest.
Yeah, but he knows he studies so much. He knows what you're gonna do.
Russell Wilson, smartest guy in the
Did you watch the fucking Clippers? I know you did.
Oh, my Nuggets? You talking about the Nugs?
Yeah. Dude, can we talk about this game
I ordered
for a
my
second?
fucking jersey. It should be here tomorrow. I was going to wear it today.
Tell me honestly, going into the game last night, what were you thinking?
Me and my brother thought they were going to win. Well, after they beat them last game, because they've been down 16, they've been down 19. And we're like, dude, if you're down that much and you're still winning, they got their number. And when Jokic and Murray are on, and then Porter barely did anything last night, dude, they beat the shit out of them.
Here's my big question.
We're going to beat the Lakers, too.
Here's my big question. Like, maybe because
we match up better with the Lakers.
Honestly, like, if anybody was going to shut down Murray, that perimeter defense from the Clippers should have been right between George or Beverly or Kawhi, somebody.
Well, you got Beverly and you got Lou Williams coming off the bench, both 6 men of the year. Like, they were so stacked. So, like me and my brother talking about this last night? Is it a matter of the Nuggets just being better, or did the Clippers just lose that series? Because technically, and Clay Travis vouch for this, the Clippers are the best team in the NBA, hands down, top to bottom, talent-wise, coach-wise,
deepest,
like, by far.
Yeah,
by far.
Yeah.
Like they're the best team. They should have won the championship this year. So I think it's a matter of them kind of dropping the ball. Kawhi and George just got. I've never seen. Kawhi went 6 for 22.
Dude, they went 0 for in the fourth combined. I think Doc Rivers has lost three. So I think he's been up in 3 to.
He's a great coach. So if you stick around long enough, shit happens.
Okay, but you
think it's him?
I
think it's on the players.
Okay,
because you can't. Because what can Doc do to make Kawhi and George hot? Like when they go, when
no
Kawhi,
doubt about
who's
that.
the best player in the league, goes 6 for 22. It's like if you're Doc, you're like,
there's no doubt about it.
did you see Boston fucking
Yes.
Miami, dude? Butler?
Let me ask you this one question before we get onto that, because I'm a Boston fan.
Me too.
But don't you think after the third time that and by the way, it's not like this dude outside of Boston hasn't had talent. He had Chris Paul, Blake Griffin, DeAndre Jordan all in their prime.
And Matt Barnes.
All in their prime. So, like, I know players love Doc, and dude, he brought Boston a championship. But at some point in time, we have to start wondering why he's not doing more with this crazy amount of talent he has.
They're the most stacked team in the NBA.
This one was
Oh my God.
crazy
Nuts.
to me.
They should have won it.
Do you think, though, and I know you think Denver matches up better with the Lakers, but don't you think Anthony Davis handles Jokic?
Well, Anthony Djokovic.
No, Djokovic is a tennis player. Jokic. Djokovic is the tennis player, I think.
I think they're similar.
I think one is Jovi.
We can just call him the Joker.
Okay, Joker.
They call him the Joker. That's his nickname. They call him the Joker. But AD is actually a power forward, and Jokic is a center. So they won't cover each other. And if AD were to cover Jokic will just light him up with three, because AD can't cover on the perimeter.
So you think Dwight Howard does?
No, maybe. It doesn't matter. He's gonna be draining fucking threes on these boys. They match up well with him. Who knows if they win it all? It's just nuts. We're in the finals. Like, dude, as a kid, I remember when the Nuggets went. I think it was 1993.
Maybe the Sonics.
Yeah,
with Mutombo.
He's on the ground like this,
holding that ball. That's one of the most iconic shots of any basketball series. By the way, low key, my favorite. I'm curious what you say about this. My favorite player, not in a Boston uniform, ever, maybe in any sport, is Gary Payton.
Oh, interesting.
I
love the glove.
I fucking loved
what a team.
I loved the type of game he had, because he would lock you down. Oh my God. And I was in Seattle and I watched Peyton and Kemp.
You were there during did you ever go to Sean Kemp's bar?
No, but Sean Kemp used to have sex with my ex. And I didn't know this.
Did they have kids?
No.
he has like 19 kids.
Yeah.
Sean Kemp fucks.
It was something she told me like 6 months into the relationship. I'm like, you should have opened with that. You should have led with, I used to fuck Sean Kemp.
Sean Kemp was slanging your old girl.
Yeah, my old.
I mean, Sean Kemp, dude. It's the least you can do. You enjoy his games?
I enjoy.
Did you enjoy his games?
I did.
It's the least you can do. Give your girl up for our entertainment, dude. It's the least you can do. But Sean Kemp, the dunk master,
dude. Who's outside of your teams? Who's your favorite player? Do you have a guy you wrote for?
Butler. As a team, I think Boston could win it, and I hope they do. Right, I named my son Boston, for God's sakes. That's how much I love the city of Boston. So I root for the Celtics. I think they're the best team going. So I root for Butler. I root for Russell Westbrook.
I like Westbrook too, man. Same reason. He's got that Kobe.
I like the Killers.
Me too.
My favorite player is Kevin Durant.
No, is he?
The Slim Reaper, favorite player.
I mean, I love his game. And who the fuck am I to criticize anybody how they handle their own business off? But the whole social media thing with him, it just was
petty stuff. I don't care. I wish he didn't pay attention.
Me too.
It bums me out when I find out people who I admire pay attention to that stuff and it gets to them, or they have depression from it.
Yeah,
I get it, because social media is a motherfucker. But it's like, you have $400 million in the bank.
Yeah, rise above.
What are you doing, dude? Why even pay someone to run that for you? Why are you even paying attention?
My thing is,
go in the gym and shoot fucking free throws.
If there's no way in the world somebody who I didn't know existed can bother me with anything they say. Do you know what I mean? Like, I didn't know you existed, bruh.
Yeah.
So this doesn't bother. What you're saying, you're a nameless, faceless, doesn't bother me. And I'm with you. I wish it didn't bother him.
I think athletes, comics, anybody in the spotlight, there needs to be some sort of liaison or specialist to help them navigate through that social media world, not to give it so much attention. I think there should be some sort of service where people learn to deal with it better. It's a real problem, man, for a lot of people.
Do you know what I try to do, man? Is I take an hour, 1 hour a day, and I because I like to respond to people, because I I like to. It's just who I am. Like I like the interaction,
The fan engagement?
I really like it. I like it after shows.
I don't like it on social media. I like it after shows.
Yeah.
I like the fan engagement eye to eye.
You do. I do know. I have heard from a lot of people who have been to your shows and been like, his meet and greets are long because you'll
Yeah.
talk to people.
Oh yeah,
Me too.
chatty Kathy.
Me too, dude.
Yeah,
Especially
I enjoy
after a
it,
show.
especially if it's good questions or a good convo.
Yeah.
like a lot of people give me advice on the city, where to eat, bike rides, bikes they have. Like it's fun, dude. Cars, shoes. Like
Really?
you'll notice my crowd has the best shoes by
Dude,
far.
I can't decide on
And then they'll make fun of me. Like if I don't wear now I always bring out my hitters because if
Yeah.
I'm just in like some basic Nikes, they'll come up like, dude, what the fuck, man? I'm like, all right, dude, it's raining out here, man. I don't know, So ever since then, I'll never forget. Some guy goes, dude, what the fuck, man? We waited 3 months, and these are the shoes you wore. I'm like, oh yeah,
You're coming for the shoes?
I'm the shoe guy. I'm the shoe guy. Yeah, my bad. My bad.
What was the first pair of shoes that you bought where you were like, these are fucking
Oh,
dope?
Jordan 5s, the laser reds.
Yeah?
Oh,
You still
yeah.
have them?
No, I fucking wish. I couldn't wear them, but yeah. I mean, that was when I was a kid.
Yeah. Like,
Now it's a little different. Like I posted this Instagram post today.
what do those Jordan 5s look like?
Isn't it?
They would be just a one over chin. Those. Me and my brother both got those. The Fire Reds.
Ooh.
My favorite shoe of all time. Jordan 1s are my favorite shoe of all time. But those are the most sentimental shoe.
That is.
I bought them for my brother when they came out. I bought them for my brother.
How much
we
were they new
both
back
had 'em.
then?
I don't know. We were kids. That it had to been $100, I guess, for kid shoes.
Yeah, dude. I still remember those white, red, and black, old school. For me, they're the first Jordans I remember seeing, and to me, those are still my all-time favorite. They might be the ones. I don't know, but they
Probably the ones, the white.
white, red, and black.
Yeah, the ones. For
And
sure.
I had never. I remember when he first started wearing those shoes. They were so. Yeah, those are them.
I can't believe you play basketball in those. You ever
Those are not.
They're not.
Those right there.
They're not fun to. There's no support in them.
No,
There's
but
there's
they
not
look
much going
fucking
on.
so good.
But even like these dunks are the hotness right now. Dunks are the hype beast. What people don't realize, dunks are skateboarding shoes.
Yeah.
These are stiff as fuck. Like if I walk far, like let's say I'm in New York, I can't wear dunks. My feet will, because I'm 37. My feet will be destroyed by the time we get back to the hotel.
Yeah, you're also 37. You're wearing furry orange shoes, so
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. Fur, no fur, python leather. These are made for fucking skateboarding, and
yeah.
they're stiff as shit, dude.
that's why, dude. The reason I stick with Puma,
They're
and
so comfy.
They're so comfortable. And I'm at
comfy.
the old. I told you what happened to me, old man, this weekend, and I'm at an old man stage in my life.
But Pumas are dope, man. Like you can wear those with jeans or anything.
Yeah, absolutely. Have you ever thought about designing a shoe?
I did one for this brand, New York brand called Greats. I did one Fire and Kid collab with them,
Yeah.
and that was great.
Well, how
But I
did
would
you?
100%.
Was that 100% you got to design them?
Yep.
And how did you go about? Like, did you look at a lot of
Well,
old schools?
they have a base that you have to start from. They're right here. So Greats, they're leather shoes. So I couldn't get too crazy
Yeah.
because I like crazy shoes, but
Yep.
when you're peeling to the mask, you can't do crazy. So these are
I like them, man. You know what else I like? See, I like the thick on the bottom.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people don't.
no
I
Greats
like
are
those.
they're amazing. They're crushing. They're big time now. They won't even return my calls. Shout out to Ryan. But these sold out in minutes.
Yeah, those
minutes.
are super dope,
Yeah.
man. Are you being extra careful with your family and the air quality and all that shit?
Dude, I went on a run yesterday because I dropped my son off from school. I had some downtime, so I was like, I'll run like my old run. I'll go from Venice Pier to Santa Monica Pier, and I was running, talking to my dad on the phone. So I wasn't paying attention. A, I haven't ran in a while. I'm so fucking sore. It's not even funny. But B, I felt like shit, dude.
Yeah.
And did you see they said the air quality is the worst in the world. You're telling me our air quality is worse than fucking Beijing, China?
Right now.
We're worse than India, dude?
Yeah, right now.
LA's worse than India? I woke this morning, I'm like, man, my nose was stuffy. My chest is heavy. I've just kind of been like, my head's like in the clouds. And it's just inhaling that
this?
horrible shit.
I was telling you, I went on a bike ride and I wiped my face just with like a cloth, and it was black.
Jesus.
Because
Christ.
all the soot had stuck to the sweat. And I was like, that's what I'm breathing in. And then my son, who's got a little bit of, Jacob's got a little bit of asthma.
Yep.
But I can tell when shit is hitting his lungs. He was outside for maybe an hour. He came back in. Not only was he like, oh, I feel terrible, but he had these deep black circles under his eyes.
Jesus, man.
And
Yeah,
I was
when the
like,
news tells you that's unhealthy to be out there, you should probably listen. But they're so full of shit. Again, it's tough to. It's like, oh, okay, yeah, right. They're right,
dude. I wear my
right.
mask now more
'Cause of this
outside.
air?
Yeah, because of the air. Because
Oh,
that's
dude.
the kind of shit that sticks in your lungs.
Yeah, it's not good.
Yeah, not
but
good.
I'll
at all.
power through it. I'll be fine.
Yeah,
but well, I meant that, dude. With you growing up with your kids when they're little, have you ever had any close calls like this? Last night, so Boston goes to bed at 6 o'clock. Like we give him a bath every night. We have a routine. It's 6 o'clock on the dot. Take him up, takes a bath, drinks his milk, goes to bed. Right?
turn that off.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry about that. All right.
So the kids are on a strict routine. We don't. They take their nap at a certain time, but especially Boston as a newborn. Then he goes to bed at a certain time. He eats at the same time. There's strict routine. My girl's anal about it. Strict routine. So 6 o'clock, he goes up. Me and Tiger stay down. We usually watch Rick and Morty and eat a snack or whatever before he goes to bed at 7 when I take him up for a shower. So me and Tiger are down there. It's like 6:15, and we're watching Rick and Morty. It's a little loud, and I hear my girl going, Bren, screaming.
Oh, no.
Then I hear this boom, thud. I'm like, what the fuck? So I put the TV on mute, and she goes, I can hear in her voice, Bren, it's panic. And I go, Tiger, stay here. And I sprint upstairs. Of course, Tiger follows me. But I sprint upstairs. Boston is purple. Can't breathe. I'm talking like an eggplant purple.
Yeah.
And he drank his milk fast. And then it came up and he like burped or swallowed something and got stuck. Like the powder or something. And it came through his nose and he couldn't breathe. So, you know, and you know what helped me? This is crazy to say this. You know what my mind went to? Remember that video of that cop with the baby doing it like this? That I just went, oh, that cop did. So I took Boston and started hitting him on, like, literally as hard, like this. Nothing.
Where were you on the back?
On the back. And I told my girl, I'm putting him down. I go, call 911. But in my head, I'm like, these guys, you know, it's just the area, you know, LA's such a big county.
Yeah.
By the time they get here, if I don't get this, he's dead. He's a goner.
Yeah.
Keep doing it. Finally, you hear, he's crying like a motherfucker. But dude,
Yeah.
and I took CPR when I'm NASM certified when I was like lost after I got cut from the NFL. I didn't know what I was going to do, so I got certified in NASM, which is National Academy for Sports Medicine. To get the certification, you have to take a CPR class. And so they teach you kids and stuff like that. So I remember a little bit of that, but that's more mouth to mouth, not if the kid's choking. So now, you know, I told my girl, I'm like, you know, Lori, who's our caretaker, your mom, anybody who watches kids, we need to have it. I'm going to have somebody come to the crib. I don't know if there's a service out there. DM me or email fireandthekidshop at gmail.com. If there's a service that can come and show them CPR and how to do that for babies. Dude, I didn't sleep.
Did you sleep?
I didn't sleep last night.
No.
I slept in his room on the floor for probably the first 3 hours. And it was just to make sure he was good. So scary because it's like, dude.
And
then Tiger was crying because Tiger saw
chills.
Tiger saw how like panicked I was and like sprinted up there and he came late. So he's crying because he's seen his brother purple, which I didn't want him to see.
Yeah.
And then he's like, why is he purple? Then he saw the frantic in his mom in my eyes. So then Tiger felt that vibe. So Tiger's crying, Boston's crying, and then Tiger's hugging his brother, kissing on him after he was breathing. Tiger was so scared.
Buddy. Yeah.
It was fucking
those
so
kind of things
stressful.
also show you how quickly it can
How
turn.
fragile life is.
Yeah,
dude.
man, how quickly it can turn. The kids choking was always one of my biggest fucking fears. It only happened one time.
And I asked my girl, I'm like, did you not give him a break between the milk? Did you burp him? She goes, I did everything I do every night.
Yeah.
And then I was sitting with him, and then he was like, and then you could tell he was like, and then it went through his nose, and he couldn't breathe, and something got stuck in there.
Yeah, it is a
So scary, dude.
frightening. Like, let me ask you something. When everyone went to sleep, did you cry for a little while?
I cried as soon as he started breathing. I started crying.
I would have because it makes you realize in that moment, holy shit. Like,
Like this is how fragile things are.
Yeah, like my whole. Honestly, dude, that's 3 minutes. That's the difference between you being here and just being able to tell a story in 3 fucking minutes.
Oh, my life is over, dude.
Yeah.
Like any of my kids go with, like,
no.
you're not seeing Brendan do entertainment.
No, it's so crazy. But that kind of stuff also can make you hyper parent.
Oh,
do you know what I mean? Like helicopter, any cough, anything, you're like, you okay? Everything. And
I
so
couldn't
it's
wait
hard.
till it's so hard. I couldn't wait for him to get up just to see him. And then he's such a kid, and I'm sure it was, or such a baby infant. I'm sure it was traumatic for him. But once I picked him up and I just carried him outside just to calm him down, and then he's just so happy and playful.
Yeah.
And I told Tiger, I'm like, look, come, he's fine, dude, he's fine. And he's grabbing Tiger's face.
By the way, that's really important. To me, anyways, again, I'm not a parent
fucking
expert,
scary.
but to me, it's important for you not to constantly be scared about it, because when you're scared, they're scared.
The kids can sense it.
Yeah. So if that moment, if that freak accident changes you and your wife into worried people, when you're a worried parent, the kids are worried parents.
And what's interesting,
Kids,
Tiger's 4.5. So my girl didn't want to scare him. She was, she didn't know, but Tiger goes, "What's purple?" My girl goes, "Oh, I dropped something on the ground. Something on the ground's purple." And Tiger's like, "No, it's not." I'm like, "I'm telling you, he's too smart for this. He's like, we got to tell him what happened. Like Boston was purple because he couldn't breathe. When you can't breathe, you turn blue and purple." Yeah. And he's like, "Oh, I got it, Papa."
Dude.
And he goes, "And what happens if you can't breathe?" It's like, "Then you die." He's like, "Boston was gonna die." I'm like, "If you didn't breathe, yeah, dude. That's why your dad was so scared. That's why your dad ran up there and did that."
And that's why you said, and that's why you better go to bed on time.
Yeah, yeah, for real.
You start saying shit like that. I remember, I wish, man.
Did your kids have any health problems? I don't mean to interrupt.
Yeah, Jacob.
Growing up, did he?
Yeah,
because Tiger had benign epileptic seizures, but we don't know what it was. So when he was getting he's crying. He's 2. They have his whole head covered, bandaged with all these wires hanging off him, and they're doing all these scans.
Dude,
I told my girl, I'm like, man, if it's something like a tumor or something, he doesn't make this to us.
No, there's no coming back.
Well, for me, I'm done.
Yeah, there's no coming back.
I don't want to be here.
No, there's no coming back.
And I'm not positive, dude. I don't struggle with.
There's no coming back from that.
I'm out.
Yeah,
I don't want to be here anymore.
I don't know how people do it.
I don't either.
For me, the biggest one, when Jacob was probably 4.5, 5. I flew cross country with Jacob, and I was just dating Beth at the time, so he was probably 4.5, maybe 5. Yeah. And we were going into Connecticut for my friend's wedding, and Jacob was staying at my parents' in upstate New York. And my mom called, and she said, he can't breathe. And I said, what? And she said, I go, he's choking? She's like, no, he's not able to catch a breath. We're standing outside in 40-degree weather. It's the only place he can catch his breath. And I was like, what do you mean, not breathe? And she put the phone up to his, and I'm like, how you doing, buddy? And he was like, I just can't. And I was like, holy fuck. I'm hours away. There's that's the thing. For me, I'm now helpless. You and I have talked about this before. One of the hardest things for me when my son deployed and he was in Afghanistan was you are completely helpless.
Did you try talking him out of that?
Going in the Army?
Yeah.
No, not when he gave me the reason.
What was his reason?
He called me.
Did you say, "Dad, do you like your freedom?" Yeah. I'm like, yeah, I do, but I don't.
I'm going to send an eagle to your house right now.
A Navy SEAL? Or?
No, he said to me, he was in college, and he was 10 days in, and he goes, "I'm not going to make it." I go, "Are you already failing? They haven't even given you a test yet."
Yeah.
And he was like, "I'm not prepared for this. I don't have." He said, "I don't have enough discipline to be here.
This isn't for me."
He basically said, "I don't have enough discipline to be here," and he said, "I want to go." And he had been living with his mom for a little while, so he spent high school with his mom, and so I said, "What do you mean?" He was like, "I just don't have enough discipline to make this work." And I said, "Okay." And go, "What do you want to do?" He said, "I think I'm going to join the Army." And I said, "All right, why?"
Something.
And he said, "I just need
structure."
I need structure. I need structure really bad.
And you say, "Well, there's a chance you could be deployed for war."
Well, there was no doubt when he was going.
And
I said,
to me,
you know what that means, right?
Yeah. To me, what's scary is you go to war, and it's not like World War II or World War I. It's now we're going to war. It's very political, buddy. It's like yet you're kind of fighting for our freedom, depending where you're being stationed and stuff like that. But also a lot of it's political, which is tough for me.
But for me, it was more like, at least, the guys who came home from Vietnam were not welcome. When he came back, he said he was welcomed by everybody with open arms. So so that I wasn't worried.
Was he like in the shit, as they call it?
Yeah. Did I told you that story about that video he wanted to show at the welcome home party, right?
Yeah.
So but my biggest thing.
Does he talk about it, or does he have PTSD?
He's got some issues. He's not as bad as some guys, but he's got his own. He's got some physical issues, and he's got some.
He's done. Is he done?
He is done. I think he's getting med boarded out. He's just got some physical things
what's
he can't
gonna
get past.
Does he know what he wants to do?
He's gonna move to Nashville with me.
Love it.
And because we haven't been able to hang out for a long time.
Yeah. How old is he?
He's 27.
Oh, he's young.
Yeah.
But does he know does he have any idea what he wants to do?
No, man. You know what he said?
Figure it out?
Yeah. He was like, man, I just want to hang for a little while and see what I like, because I don't even know what I like. But I'm psyched.
That's all it is, finding what he likes.
100%.
But that's what they like. Whether it's soldiers who get deployed and they get done with their service, or it's professional, whatever athletes they are, or entertainers. Like when you're done, or college students. When you're done, there's that weird lull period where you don't know what the fuck you're gonna do and trying to figure out. I think everyone goes through that. Yes. I know some people are like, oh, it's so bad for soldiers, or what's a UFC fighter gonna do? I'm like, the same thing. This graduating college class is gonna have to fucking figure out, dude. Like you get done, you're kind of like, all right, I majored in communications.
Yeah.
Hold on, I'm not gonna get a job right away.
Yeah.
I went to Loyola. It's like no one gives a fuck.
Nobody gives a fuck.
You're gonna have to network and figure out something you're gonna do now.
But
and for fighters, it's scary too. It's like, hold up, I've been doing this for the last 7 years. I'm known as a fighter, and I'm not doing this. I got to figure it out. It's like, yeah, everyone has that period, and it's scary as fuck.
Didn't you? And I think fighters, athletes in general, anybody that's in a business where there's an adrenaline rush, I think when you leave that business, you miss. My son will tell you, when he came back from being deployed,
chasing the dragon.
He wanted to go back and be
Chase
deployed.
the dragon.
And did you feel like, was there that? Does comedy feel that 100%. A little bit for you?
I was just talking about my therapist yesterday about it. It's like, through comedy, I get that same dopamine, that same satisfaction that I did from fighting without being scared to get kicked in the face.
Which is a huge difference. Do you like, as far as homework goes for fighting and for comedy, do you know what I mean? Are there any similarities at all in preparation? Obviously not like the actual physicality of it, but like how you prepare for a fight, how you get into it mentally. Is there any similarities at all?
I think maybe the work ethic from being like disciplined and fighting and carrying that over to comedy and podcasting has helped me the most. But people always, I hate when people say, oh, he has a fighter's work ethic. No, not all fighters are like this.
Yeah.
I'd have this work ethic if I worked for UPS. Like, my dad isn't a professional athlete and he has a crazy work ethic. Like that's a character trait.
Yeah,
that's not a professional athlete trait.
I
hate when people say, oh, he has an athlete's work ethic. Listen, some of the laziest people I know on this fucking earth are professional athletes.
Come on.
But talented as fuck. They're just talented, but they're lazy as fuck. Some of the comics we know, lazy as fuck. Dude, how do you not have, you don't have a new 10 minutes? What have you been doing?
Man.
You've been doing the same 20-minute set for how many years?
Yeah.
But again, that's a work ethic. Whether you're a talented comedian, which most of these guys are, or you're a talented fighter or a talented football player, just because you're a professional athlete, I cannot stand when people go, oh, the only reason he's successful is because he has a work ethic, a fighter's work ethic. No, it's just a work ethic, period. No matter what I'm doing.
I couldn't agree with you more, man.
It drives me, it's one of my pet peeves. I hate when people say that.
But like, when I see people doing the same at the comedy store, not on the road where people are paying to hear your A material. When I see somebody at the
same set,
yeah, for like 8 months.
But they've been doing it for almost longer than that. But it crushes. But I'm like, because you guys haven't seen it before.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna have to follow him. I know I'm gonna eat dicks. He's been doing this for 4 years though.
And by the way, the truth of the matter is that the way you get better is to fail.
Take shots.
You gotta shoot your
Take shots.
fucking shot.
You're gonna go 4 for 20 like Kawhi did.
Do you know what, dude?
Sometimes you're gonna go 4 for 22 or 6 for 22, but then some nights you can go 10 for 10.
100%. And you learn. Do you know what I did for 3 separate years? So I used to be a heavy pacer, like almost Chris Rocky.
Going back.
Yeah, almost Chris Rocky. And then I was like, okay, I just think I'm moving too much because I just would see people's heads. So this is what I did for 3 years in a row. So for the first year, I stood behind the mic. Never took it out of the mic stand.
You stood there.
Never sat down, stood there. The next full tour, I sat down the whole time.
Like Mark Maron.
The whole time.
Power move.
And then I stood up because I found out what parts of my jokes worked better in stillness
When you're moving.
and which parts needed movement. And it made every story so much better because some of the parts of the jokes needed me to be still.
Yes.
And some needed energy.
It's more powerful when it makes it better when you move if
Yes.
it counts.
It's like swearing.
I was doing the same thing, and Chris D'Elia told me, he watched me say, he goes, dude, that was good. He goes, do you notice, though, you're moving a ton?
Yeah.
He goes, I move a ton, but I move when it matters. And he goes, and like me, you're a big dude.
Yeah.
So when you're moving nonstop, it's almost a distraction. He's like, so move when it counts. Move when you want them to pay attention. It really helps.
Yeah, and your size, I told Joe Diaz that early on because he used to pace like crazy in his 3-piece suit. And I was like, dude, you're scaring the fuck out of people.
Well, I think it's a distraction, too.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, that helped me tremendously.
Have you,
Dude, I got to be honest, I'm a little hungover. I haven't been hungover in I don't know how many years.
from what?
Yellowstone, dude.
I saw that picture of you with your hat and your whiskey. I'm like, look
With
at
my
this
girl.
dude.
Dude,
If I don't see a lasso in that next picture, I don't know what I'm gonna do.
I'll see what I can do.
I get a lasso.
Dude, we watch Yellowstone and I drink whiskey and then I woke up this morning because we're in the middle of season 2 and it's so fucking good. It's the best show I've ever seen.
Okay.
I'm so into it. I'm
I'm
drinking this whiskey because they drink whiskey on there. I'm in my cowboy hat and we're season 2. And I'm like we can only, my rule is we can only watch 2 episodes a night. Otherwise, we're gonna blow through this, have nothing to fucking do because
Right.
there's nothing out. So we can only watch 2 a night. And I find myself when we first started watching, I just have maybe just 1 whiskey. Now I'm up to 2 to 3, and I'm so into it. I don't even notice. I have nicotine in, just like fucking a Dutton, like I'm on the ranch. I have nicotine in. I have my hat on, and we got done with it, and I was like, oh, I'm a little I'm pretty drunk. I go to bed, we go to bed at 9:30, 10.
You go to bed at 9:30?
Sometimes 9, yeah.
I can't get sleep.
I'm an early bird. So then my son always wakes me up at 5:30 or 6. 6 if I'm lucky. This morning, 5:30. And I wake up, I'm like, Bubba, well, give me a second. He goes, come on. He always grabs my hand and goes, come on, Papa, let's go downstairs. Let's go downstairs. I'm like, yo, give Dad a second here. I'm like, I want to be like, Dad's hungover. Buddy.
Yeah.
Dad's hungover. Dude, I got 5:30. I got to bed. I'm like, oh, I got to stop doing this.
Is this the first time you've been hungover in front of your kids?
Yeah, but they don't know.
Dude, I coached a baseball game, still a little high on ecstasy. My son, we were down at Poinsettia Park, and I coached there was this one team one year that we went to sign them up, and they were like, yeah, sign-ups, unless you want to coach, your kid can't be on a team.
You got
And I was
coach.
like, why? And I said,
It's
why? They
baseball?
Said, yeah.
Yeah.
I go, yeah, I'll coach. And they said, cool, here are the leftover kids that didn't get drafted. So that was the team we had.
Yeah.
We had 4
Here's the bad news bears. Here's the little Giants.
Dude, we had 4 Russian kids. 3 didn't.
Russians?
I was in Hollywood.
The only thing they don't do well besides make creative shit, baseball.
They definitely.
Go ahead, name the best Russian baseball player. I'll fucking wait.
I think he might have been on our team.
They don't play.
Yeah. Dude, so one day we show up and it was late, and this was back when I was single raising the 3 kids, and so I didn't get to go out very often. So if I was going out, I was going out.
You're like that single cougar mom who goes out and it is a German bukkake video.
It's on
Yeah, it
like
is
fuck
fantastic.
yeah. Let's
Yeah.
get this cracking. Yeah, yeah.
Get it, mom.
Carton of milk and
Yeah.
baked potato. Let's
Yeah,
go.
let's
We're
go, man.
sitting in front of
Yeah.
the couch waiting.
It's happy hour at fucking
So-
Fridays and Dick.
I'm like, so we were going out and there was some ecstasy that night, and they were like, you want to take some? And I was like, yeah, 10 o'clock game. I should be able to be
Are you
fine.
a big XC guy?
No, I was for about 6-month period.
The next morning, so sad.
Well, that's why I just kept taking
So
it.
sad.
So it was like I took it, and then my brother was like, "Hey man, you want another one?" I was like, "What time is it?" And he's like, "It's midnight." I'm like, "Yeah, I'll take another one." He's like, "What time's that game?" I go, 10. I said, "I should be fine." So around 3 a.m., I go, "Man, I either got to take another one or go to sleep." And he's like, "Let's take another one."
Good for him. Good for him.
Because he was we coached together.
Yeah.
Yo, we showed up.
You guys blitzed a little bit?
I kept my sunglasses on because my eyes were still a little fucked up.
Yeah. Pupils the size of fucking sausage.
I'll tell you what though, the
you
kid
kept rubbing your thighs. Like,
no, they were like, Coach Wolf is really drinking a lot of orange juice this morning. I'm like, leave me
good
alone.
hit, man. Fuck, dude.
Yeah, I told everybody, I was like, everybody's doing a great job today, man.
Bro, he's real handsy with the kids, yo. Just
Dude, we had a kid on the team, this Russian kid. Brendan? Okay. So he was a little lefty. He had such great natural skill as a pitcher. Like the first time he threw it, I'm like, oh, this kid is legit.
This is our ice box.
But he was not showing up to a lot of the practices. So I asked one of his Russian buddies, I'm like, where is he? And he goes, yeah,
wrestling.
He goes, he helps his dad during the day work. And I go, what does his dad do? He goes, his dad's a dentist. I go, oh. So I said, can you give me the address to the office? I'm going to go over there and see if I can't talk him into letting me have, I think his name was Alex. Alex come down and pitch more. He's really good. So he gives me the address. And I'm finding the address. I drive over. It's an apartment building in Hollywood. And it's an apartment number. And I walk up and I go in, and outside there are some chairs in the hallway, people waiting in line. And I go, is this the dentist? And none of them spoke English. And I knock on the door, and Alex opens the door. It's an apartment. Like an apartment.
They're doing some side hustle
with a dentist chair in the living room.
Oh, weird.
So no living room. It was a dentist chair. It was like a dentist
No insurance
office.
being taken here.
No insurance. And not only that, you know what was right next to the living room in the apartment in Hollywood? The kitchen.
Oh, yeah.
So mom is cooking food while this dude has his mouth open on the dentist chair.
Tight hustle, though.
A 10-year-old kid is the dental assistant. Maybe not your best move.
Tough.
So I come in, I'm like, hey. And I'm looking around, I'm like, oh my fucking God.
And how old's the kid?
10.
You're a goddamn good coach, man.
10, 11. I walk over and I talk to the dad. I'm like, can I get? And he was like, we talked after the guy left. And I was like, is it possible for Alex to come? He's like, I need help with the family business.
Jesus Christ.
And I was like, what can I do to make sure he at least makes the games? And he was like, can you pay for his shift? I'm like, no.
I mean,
can't. I'm
come
like,
on.
what is this, Cam Newton's dad?
Yeah,
like,
what? I'm not trying to give him go to Duke. We're just trying to pitch at the fucking Washington Park over here,
come on, man. I'm just trying to get, but he
They
finally,
need the family business, dude.
he would come down taking off his scrubs on the way to the field.
But he was a baller.
Dude, this little kid could whip it, man.
Interesting.
He could whip it. It was a weird year, dude. We had one of the other Russian kids thought he was white black and called the kids on the other teams.
He was a Russia?
He used to call them my N-word when they got on. He played first base for me.
Oh, wow.
And
A Russian dropping the N-bomb?
to the other kids, and I'd have to go, hey, man,
You can't do that here.
this is not. And he was like, no, we're all the same. I'm like, no.
How long did you coach your kids' team?
I coached Jacob's team. This was, man, the hardest thing for me about my career is that I coached Jakey's and all the kids' teams. I coached Jacob's team up until he was 12 years old. And then I started going on the road. And I went from not missing a game
missing all
ever to missing every one.
That's
It
where
was
I struggle because when
rough.
Tiger starts playing, I'm not going to miss a fucking game. But they play on Saturday.
Yeah.
So they're going to be like, oh, Brendan's in Dallas. He's doing Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday shows?
Dude.
Like, that's just what I'm going to have to do.
It was
Or hopefully
heartbreaking.
by the time they're in sports, I'm a big enough name where I can just do theater. So it's
Yeah.
just Friday nights. I'm flying back Saturday morning. That's
not-
my plan. I want to get famous enough. That's all I want. I want to get famous enough where I'm just doing 2 theater shows on a Friday night so I can coach
Doable,
my kids'
bro.
little leagues.
Doable. And let me tell you, from somebody who hit everything up till age 12 and didn't hit anything after age 12. And we talked about this before, like that in our brains, every show is super important.
Yes.
I'm going to tell you right now, it's not.
I'd hate myself.
My biggest regret, and without a doubt my biggest regret, and I've apologized to him profusely, is that I got in that mindset of, I need this gig. I got to do the next gig. This is that money. I can't turn that money down. I don't know when that money's going to stop. I got to do that money. And I wasn't there for his prom.
Not worth it.
Not worth it. And I've had more.
You only get one go around with that.
Dude, one go around. There's one ride on the rock. And so you have to decide what the really important things are. And I'm going to tell you something, man.
Fucking priceless.
So important.
Well, I talked to my girl and trying for a third. I want 4.
You want 4
But she
kids?
was like 2. She was like, I'm fucking done. I'm like, dude, imagine one more. Imagine a little Brendan Jr.
You don't want them to outnumber you, bro. You want to be able to play man to man, not zone.
We're going to zone it.
Are you going to zone it?
We're going zone. So the way I convinced my, I'm like, could be a girl. She wants a girl so bad. I'm like, could be a girl. You never know. Good chance are it's going to be another boy.
But if a girl comes, she's also going to be a monster athlete.
Hopefully not. Hopefully she doesn't look like me with a wig on. Hopefully she looks like her mom.
By the way,
But also she's gonna have 2 bodyguards.
that's the thing. That's the absolute
Little queen
thing.
of the queen of the house.
I didn't have a girl. I mean, I had 3 other brothers, so we
Yeah.
didn't have. I don't know what it would have been like, but I think she would have been protected by all of us,
yeah.
right?
My girl goes, wait, if we have a girl, she's gonna be wrapped around your finger like you're gonna do anything from like I do anything now for the boy.
Yeah.
Like if Tiger's like, Dad, I want this, I get that's just what
Do
that's what I do.
Is that
I'm
something?
the pushover like
Are you a pushover?
oh dude, yeah. Big time.
Do you think
unless
you'd be
it's sports? Like when we're like dude, you gotta get your 30 throws in, like or school, I'm super strict. But outside that, oh dude.
Do you think
Should
you'll
like,
be
you thought about
strict
another?
with like curfew and where do you fall
Oof.
like as of right now? If your son is 16 and he's like, "Hey, I'm gonna have some friends over. You cool if we stay here all night but we drink?" Where are you with that kind of stuff?
Nothing worse than the cool parent.
Yeah,
There's
but
nothing worse.
but at the same time,
like,
do
oh, you
want
guys
them,
get some weed?
But at the same time, do you want them out drinking or in drinking? Do you know what I
tough.
mean? Like that's the thing. I
hope he's raised where he makes good decisions where you're going to do that stuff, but just do it responsibly.
I think, to me, I gave Jacob an Uber card, and I said,
Yes.
I never want to see a charge on this that doesn't say Uber.
Yes.
But like, this is for if you need a ride. I'm never going to question it. By the way, even if it's 2 p.m, I'm never going to say why did you need.
No.
So take advantage
Rather
of
be
that.
safe, yeah.
Take advantage of that. But if I ever hear about you getting in a car,
I'm gonna
or
fucking
I'm
kill
gonna
you.
fucking,
I'm gonna fucking kill you.
Yeah, there was no dude. The maddest I ever got at him, I found a vape in his room, tobacco.
How old is he?
15 or 16. And I said to him, I go,
That's what
listen.
kids are doing.
I said, listen, I'm going to tell you this, and this is just your one chance. I'm going to tell you this right now. Do not smoke vapes. Do not get addicted to this shit.
Now, were you still smoking weed every day when you're telling this?
Yeah, but he didn't know that at the
Oh,
time. He didn't
okay.
know at the time. So I'm like, do not. And I'm serious, man. I can't get you hooked on this. This is a hard habit to break. And, man, that motherfucker. And by the way, yeah, I snoop in my kid's room. If you don't snoop in your kid's room,
Oh, I'm a snooper.
and by the way, I didn't.
I snoop around in
Yeah,
here
dude.
when everybody's gone. I'm a snooper.
I mean, it's your studio, though.
Yeah,
I know, but Jen, you got that. I was like, oh, what's this? It's for you're getting a gun, huh?
Okay, you did snoop.
I'm a snooper.
you gotta
I
snoop.
got to see what's going on, man.
My thing with my kid is
Snoopy
this.
McGee over here.
You're all Snoop Dogg.
Jen's trying to get a gun. Huh?
to get a
That's
gun.
cool.
That's cool.
I
Make a
feel like
mental note.
if I can help.
But
I have
for
some
me,
guys who can help, too.
snooping with kids is this. I didn't bust him on everything because I didn't want him to know I was in his shit.
Yeah.
But I want to make sure he's not doing things that are harmful to him. So as soon as I saw vape, yeah, you're right. And he goes,
Vape's bad, though.
He said to me, he
Vape's
said,
bad. It's so
were
bad.
you snooping in my room? I go, no, I was snooping in my room, dude. You know that's my room.
Yeah, I own this fucking place.
This whole place is
Yeah.
my shit.
Yeah.
It was the maddest I ever got. I told him, I said, hey, this was towards the end of school. I said, I want you to know when school ends, you're going to walk home. This is end of school for the summer. You're going to walk into your room and you're not going to leave that room until school starts in September.
Jesus Christ. For vaping?
For me telling him explicitly,
Not to.
if you do this again,
Yes.
you're not going to be happy with the results. That was my whole
You
thing,
kept
man.
doing it.
My whole thing was just making sure that if I said I was going to do something,
You have to follow
Have
through.
to fucking
Otherwise, they push it. Like he's at 4. I tell my son, "Don't do that. Otherwise, I'm not going to do this." And then I do it.
Yeah.
Dude, I fucked up.
You fuck up.
because he knows I'm going to give in.
Does he know that you're easier than?
100%.
Does he
100%.
ask you instead of ask her for
Every
things?
time. And then he'll fake cry to me.
Yeah, you better keep some cash in your
if my-
pocket,
or
dude.
if
He's
my-
coming
or
after
if
you.
my girl yells at him, he'll come straight to me. She'll be like, "Don't cuddle him. Do not give him love." I'm like, I gotta give him love. What do you mean don't give him love?
Yeah,
He's coming over here. She's
Yeah.
like, I'm always the bad guy. I'm like, yeah, man. Bad cop, good cop.
we gotta be.
She's
Can't
like,
be
I'm
bad
fucking
cop, bad
sick
cop.
of being the bad cop. Like, nobody watches a movie with 2 bad cops.
Yeah, you're just playing a role.
Yeah.
I
With the vaping, like, hopefully my kids are, if they want, I'm not going to push them into it, but if they're in sports, like, for me, the thing that kept me away from vaping, even though it wasn't available when I was a kid, but cigarettes or weed or drugs, or even, I didn't drink till I was started doing stand-up at all. Didn't drink at all. But it was, my dad was like, "Oh, so who do you look up to?" I'm like, "Oh, Junior Seau or Adam Sandler, some athlete, My dad was like, "They don't do that stuff."
Yeah.
Buddy, they don't do that stuff. So if you want to be like them, you're going to have to stop. You don't do that stuff. And I was like, "Oh yeah, I want to be like them, so I'm not going to do it."
You didn't drink in college?
Barely. Because I majored in football. So it's like, if we were playing Nebraska, I didn't want to get hammered. Or I knew, like, if we played Nebraska, especially when I started playing, if we played Nebraska, the following week was Missouri, and they were studs, and I don't want to be, I didn't want to affect my.
Do in college?
I would do,
football?
like, if we'd have like my buddy Klopp and Paul Creighton, Will Down and Chad Cuss with, like, they had a house and they'd have parties, they'd have kegs, and I'd drink, like, I'd play like beer pong stuff, but I never got hammered where it
Really?
affect me, never.
when you
'Cause I thought I was gonna make it to the NFL.
right. Yeah, everybody does, right?
We all did.
When you traveled with college football, do you ever party in the city you
Never.
No, they take you and bring you back right
You
away.
fly in on a Friday night. You're at the hotel. You have meetings that night. The next morning, you're up early. No, there's not a chance.
Were you ever at a bowl game?
Oh yeah,
And
every
do they
year.
do they party?
Bowl games you can't, a little more, but there was guys. There was a guy who went on to be drafted, and he was a stud for the Cowboys, for the Cleveland Browns. And before a game, my buddy, who was also first round pick in the second round, he had to sleep on a couch because we played in the Houston Ball, and our buddy was from Houston, and he just, every hour he had a new girl. He's just fucking all through the night. Played horrible the next day. Played horrible. Missed the blitz.
Yeah, no shit,
And got
huh?
my buddy Joe Klatt, literally ended his career, got knocked out because
No.
he missed the blitz. He just missed it. And I want to be
he
like,
was
hey,
fucking?
he was like, he got no sleep. I want to tattle on him,
Yeah.
but I didn't. But I'm like, oh yeah, he missed the blitz because he was up all night fucking. He also has the biggest stick I've ever
Man,
seen.
those
ju-
legs,
the-
your legs are a little jelly.
you got no sleep, man. He had the worst game ever. I want to be like, dude, you were fucking all night. Like, what do you think was going to happen? Now he went on to have a great career, though.
By the way, I'm gonna go on record right now, and I'm gonna tell you, say what you want,
Joe Klatt, you know what I'm talking about.
but I'm
Literally got knocked out, dude.
I'm gonna go on record right now.
Played UTEP.
Fucking all night sounds at my age terrible,
sucks.
exhausting. And when
Not
I
my
hear people
thing.
like we fucked for hours, I'm like,
Why? What are we talking about?
yeah, I'm not in the gym for hours.
God.
Hours?
Exhausting.
When people like brag about it, I'm like, bro, you need to go to the doctor or something. Hours sounds like it just doesn't sound interesting for hours.
Not my thing.
No, you don't know like 3-hour movies.
No.
So you're not that time served. It seems like when I hear guys brag about it, I'm like, dude, that. First of all,
Also, who's bragging?
also by the way, I've never been a woman before, but I'm assuming after at least an hour of sex, I mean, it's got to sound
can't
like
be good.
it's got to sound like sneakers at the YMCA on the great. Yeah,
Have you ever fucked with Cialis or Viagra or anything at your
I've
age?
never tried it.
Do you don't?
I don't
need
need it, no.
No.
I've never tried it. I'm not against it. I looked into TRT, by the way.
Thought? Did you see a doctor?
I saw a doctor
Did you
and
get your levels checked?
got my levels checked. I'm getting them. I should get them back.
Oh, so you don't know what they're at?
But-
I bet it with how lean you are. I bet your testosterone is pretty high, and your energy's good, right?
Yeah. Is that because I'm not accumulating a lot of body fat? And I think that
So low body fat, high energy. That's all testosterone based usually, because usually males after 40, your testosterone. That's one of the main things for depression, stuff like that, and fat. Like when your testosterone drops, your happiness, everything, muscle mass, everything drops.
and
You're not like. Do you suffer? I don't know why I was thinking about this last night. I couldn't sleep because my kid almost died. But do you suffer from depression at all? I was
Yeah.
thinking about this last night.
Yeah.
Do you?
yeah.
I knew it.
Yeah.
Which is weird because I've never seen it out of you.
No.
But for whatever last time, I'm like, oh, I bet Josh suffers from
Yeah.
depression.
Yeah. I have some dark spells. I really do have some dark spells. And
How dark we talking? Have you? And were you always like this? Because depression's like. Because Kat's been. I'm not saying anything that Kat hasn't said on air. I'm not airing her laundry. But
Yeah.
Kat suffers from depression too. But I can tell right when Kat.
Yeah,
when
you have a really
When you walk in,
good-
I'm like, oh, Kat.
Yeah.
Kat, as Dove Davidoff would say, has a touch of the dog.
yeah. My dad used to say that guy has a touch of the downs.
Oh,
Yeah, he'd be
okay,
like,
Dad.
that guy looks like he was just good. God gave him just a touch.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
If
But-
you had depression, your dad would say you
No,
had
no,
Down
no.
syndrome?
He would,
just in general.
If he was like, that guy's dumb. He's like, he's got a touch of the downs.
That's funny.
But not like he was like, not like full, but like God was like, here, just a little for
Just
you.
a touch.
Dink.
Yeah, I feel you.
I would tell you in public, the days that you see me the happiest, I'm overcompensating. I'm overcompensating.
And have you always been? You've always struggled with depression?
I don't know how to answer that because I think when I was younger, I'm not sure I knew. I would have. I
Would you
wouldn't have been able
wake
to
up
identify
like?
it.
Would you wake up sad though when you were younger?
Yeah, some. It's been.
Because they say it is like it's genetic, right?
Yeah.
So there's a good chance your kids are probably going to suffer from it.
So I think for sure that Jacob has a little bit of it. I mean, my daughter has her already had. Has her
Yep.
issues. For me, my oldest son, I don't know. I don't think he does. He's going through some tough times, but I don't know if he technically has.
The military kid.
Yeah, but for me,
Are you on
man,
medication?
am I? No, my depression is always about. It always comes down to, and I don't know about you, Kat, but it's such self-loathing. And it's got
Yes.
nothing to do with anything around me. It's never depressed about my career. It's never depressed about my family. I hit a period of a couple days where I just think I'm the biggest piece of shit. And I just,
Same with you, Kat.
Yeah.
it's really hard for me.
And there's nothing you can do, huh?
I can't shake it out of. I can't shake
weird.
it out of my own. The only thing that keeps me sane is I'm old enough and I've been through it enough to know
You'll get through it.
this is going to end. This is
Do
not
your
what
kids
I
know when you have the touch of the dog?
Beth does. My wife does.
She knows what's up.
Yeah.
Do the kid? Growing up, do the kids notice?
No, because like I said, I'm pretty good of overcompensating. But the more I overcompensate, the worse I feel about myself.
That makes sense.
So the happier I pretend to be, the more of a
Sad
piece,
you are.
the deeper the fall is
Do you
going to be.
do you have depression, Chin?
No. I suffered from anxiety for like a few years, but then that kind of went away.
You have anxiety, but
Do you get attacks?
define attack.
Your heart races, you sweat, you feel like you're going to have a heart attack. None
I
of
don't
that.
have attacks. It's just like a kind of a. If it scale 1 to 10, it'd be a 4 throughout the week.
Oh, that's not terrible.
4 or 5.
I mean-
you're like, oh, come on, dude.
But does it interfere with your day to day? Like does it
No,
stop
I'll still
you?
power. No, I might lose sleep, or I might be not present at home when it happens.
Why
but
did you think that
I have no idea.
Yeah.
I knew it though. I don't know. I was like, oh, I bet. Because I have so many friends that suffer from it. I'm like, oh, I bet Josh has depression.
Well, one of the things and one of the reasons why I really focus on being positive and lifting myself and other people up and not focusing on negative and is because if I sink it's easy for me to sink into it. Like for me to remember to stay positive.
Does it happen once a month for you?
Honestly, when I can mentally keep up with myself and try to remind myself about things that I do have and things that I don't have, things that I
Yes.
can do and not things that I can't do.
Things you can
I can
control.
really help myself. But at least I would say once every 6 weeks or so. It just hits
Hard.
It's a gut punch.
Do you miss shows?
No, I've never missed anything. I've had crying fits in the green room because I would get off stage and just be like, "You sack of shit." I would have to clear it out. But I don't.
I feel like you haven't had a spell in a while, Kat.
Do you take medication?
I do not take medication.
Me
I don't
neither.
know. I've been depressed since I met you, though. Like, I've been depressed for the last, 2 years.
To a certain level, though.
Yeah, to a certain level. It's always pretty manageable, and then every couple of months,
It'll get bad.
it'll get really
It'll
bad.
get bad.
And how many days does it last for you?
Usually a couple weeks.
See, mine don't last that long. And is it for you? Is it self-loathing? Is it more about?
I don't know. Everything just feels really gray. It's like I don't feel anything. It's
Yeah.
weird. It's almost like a...
Everything's heavy.
Yes.
Everything's heavy. Everything's very gray. I have no motivation to do anything.
Do things
I don't want to talk to anybody.
I don't know how to explain this, but things almost sound different. Everything sounds so monotone and just.
And medication will help with that, Kat? You
It
don't want
might.
to try it
I
out?
don't know.
Why not try it out, though?
I don't
like the
want
idea of
it.
taking
Me neither.
medicine for it if I don't need to.
Me too.
In my head, if I've already gotten to this point of my life without medication, I know well enough that there are certain things I can do to help it. It may never take care of the issue, but I don't want to.
But what if, and
take
I don't
medicine for
know,
it.
I'm talking on my ass here, but I know people that suffer from it who are very close to me and they're on medication. It really helps.
It helps a lot of people.
But does it? I think my thing is that I've heard some people say it just dulls me out,
Yep, I've heard that.
and so
I've heard some people were like, "Oh, I wouldn't be on this earth if I didn't have it," and it's great. And I've heard from other people, especially creatives, like, "Oh, it makes me
that's
not
the thing.
creative."
I don't mind hitting that hole for 3 or 4 days every 6 weeks or so. I'm just scared that it will just dull me out.
Well, if it makes you guys awesome.
I mean,
Because, Kat, if you've been dealing with it since I've known you, you know what I'm saying? And it
Yeah.
gets really, really bad for weeks.
It's been like that since I was a kid, though.
Weird.
Yeah.
And your parents were never like, "Oh, maybe we should see
I
a
think
doctor."
No, I don't think they
she wasn't
realized
even
it
allowed to
was
see
an
other people.
issue.
How's she going to see a doctor?
True.
Can't see
Very
daylight.
true. They didn't know it was an issue till I was 18.
Genetically, it's something with a chemical imbalance for you.
Yeah,
That's
my
what it
sister
is.
has something.
Your
I have
sister has
cousins
it
and
too?
Stuff. My sister's bipolar.
Can you feel it coming on when it happens?
Yeah, I can kind of feel it trickling in.
Yeah. And do you almost prepare yourself mentally?
Yeah, I kind of give people a heads up.
Me
Hey,
too.
if I disappear for a couple weeks, you don't hear from me, I'm fine.
I tell
They'll
Beth,
check into the
Such a
podcast to make
dynamic
sure
cat.
that I'm at work. And I'm like, if I'm at work, I'm good.
does it affect you going places? Do you miss work? Do you?
She'll
I
miss
used
work,
to-
but she's not. I can when it's a bad for you, Kat. She's not. She's not Kat. You know, you're just like, fuck.
Yeah. It's so impossible to explain to people because you're an intelligent person. I'm half intelligent. I know when I'm in it. And I'm like, I'm in it. Just get yourself out of it. And it just
one of my-
doesn't happen.
One of my closest friends, my brother Theo Vaughn, and I'm not saying anything
Yeah.
that's not out there. He suffers from it.
Yeah.
And dude, you're talking Jekyll and fucking Hyde, man. Where I'm learning to deal with it more now, but it was. I mean, he'll get dark and this is the worst, and this. I'm like, what the fuck? And then you realize, oh, that's not real. Like what he's saying, he doesn't mean it's not real. You know, or sometimes in the morning he might be at his worst. So me and him, Theo and I don't talk before 11 a.m. We don't because we'd always fight.
Yeah,
Always,
man.
he'd be like, "Oh, dude," and then at 1 he'd call and apologize. I'm like, dude, let's just not talk in the mornings. Like, let's just skip that. Don't call me about any business or anything regarding the show. We'll just talk later in the afternoon. You're much better. He's like, I agree. And then, but when Theo's happy, he's the best fucking person on the planet.
Fuck yeah.
He's one of my favorite people on this earth. When he's sad, I know, and I force him to come to my house. I go, Theo, I guarantee you cannot be sad around Tiger. Guarantee it, dude. Just come over, see what happens.
And you're not.
He won't do it, and he'll come over. No, he can't. He doesn't have time to think about his shitty situation,
Yeah.
whatever he's going through. Because Tiger's forced him to play hide and go seek, or shoot fucking Nerf guns, or drag him to the pool or basketball. And he'll be like, dude, this really helped. I'm like, I'm telling you, dude.
I think I didn't notice it as much when my kids were younger, and maybe also because it was all depression. When I was living in that one room with them, it all kind of sucked.
Yeah, it'd be tough.
So I don't know, and maybe just everything was happening all at once. But the more time alone I've had as they've gotten older, is the more I've really noticed it.
I think social media, if you do suffer from that, amplifies everything too.
I agree with you.
There's not a lot of positivity going on there.
I agree
You can find it, but in general, if you're going through comments, stuff like that, like no successful person's leaving comments. So you're getting comments from people who are not happy,
Yeah.
and they're suffering from whatever you're suffering for, and they lash out on there, and you're reading those comments, and you're downloading that into your database. It's not good, man.
Well, also for those of us in this business and anything really, when you look at social media, you think you're looking at people's actual lives.
No.
They're just showing you the parts that they want you to see. So no matter when you're scrolling through, all you're looking at is people who you perceive to have a better life than you.
Yes, and it's not real.
No, it's not real.
Everyone's
So
struggling.
it's super depressing.
And
So-
everyone has the same problems too, dude.
Yeah.
Whether it's a person who's taking a picture in a giant mansion, they still have problems. Trust
I
me.
hear Blazarian's got
They
some
have
problems.
problems. Who?
I heard Blazarian's got some.
Dan?
I heard he had some. Somebody told me that they were coming after him for tax stuff. Is
I
that
could have
true?
told you he has problems from his fucking Instagram. Yeah, dude, you don't post pictures with dime pieces and guns and tanks and
Yeah.
flaunt your money like that and not have serious issues.
I
Serious ego issues, self-doubt.
Jacob's worked a couple
probably
parties
has
up
a
there.
little dick, you know, like you don't. And I like him. You don't post that stuff because you're throwing this out there for not just for followers. You're doing something with this, dude.
Yeah, man.
You know,
I've never been to one of those parties. Jacob's been to a couple where he worked a couple, and he said it's like, you know, those parties you see in the movies that you don't think actually happen. He was like, that's what his parties are like. And I said, how? And he said, but, he was like, there's just so, but I didn't know this until I looked. I think that they pay for a lot of those women to be there, I think.
100%.
I had no idea.
Oh yeah.
So that party alone must cost a gazillion.
It costs a gazillion. Also, no one knows each other. You ever been to a party where you're like, oh, how do you know him? Like, oh, I don't. You're like, well, that's weird. You go
Yeah.
over here. How do you know him? Oh, we don't. He just invited me. It's like an old Brian Callen party. I'd go up. I'm like, oh, how do you guys know each other? We don't. Okay, go over. How do you guys know each other? We don't. Like, nobody knows each other. Do you know whose house this is? Like, no. Brian just invited random people, and there's no chemistry. There's no vibe in the party. You're like, what the fuck? This is a bunch of rejects.
Dude, I was at a party, okay, long time ago, party in Seattle. Small party, maybe like 14 people. And this girl that we know, that I used to work with, she's having sex with this dude in the room, at my friend's room. And they have sex, and dude has a couple more drinks and high fives people. It was funny, because there aren't many people there, so you know people are fucking, right? And walks out, and we know the girl, and she comes out, and she was like, I just couldn't help it. We were like, yeah, no problem, get your shit on. And she was like, this was so funny. She was like, I didn't really know him. Whose friend is that? And we were like, oh, we thought you brought it. Nobody knew who the fucking guy was. He came out, high-fived everybody, took a couple shots, and left. We were like,
Got his rocks off. What a great
we were
night.
like,
He's
nobody,
he went home and was like, dude, I was walking down the street.
nobody knew this fucking
I saw
guy.
a party, went in, this hot chick fucked her, drank their drinks and
High-fived
left, dude.
everybody on the way.
High five. Were they cool? Pretty cool,
Yeah,
man.
dude. I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, that's the best night that dude has ever had.
Ever. He's probably still telling the story now.
He's like, to be walking home or whatever, even if you're
And if I think I know the person you're talking about, smoking hot.
crazy, dude, crazy. He must have lived in the building or something.
He's like, I like parties.
Yeah, I'm gonna swing by here.
I'm like, she's hot. Let's do this. What a great night.
Yeah,
Let me take a piss where we do
All right.
current events. Oh man, you stinky kids, I got some for you. I'm talking about Native deodorant. Doesn't just block odor better, it's made better. Native has ingredients you've heard of like coconut oil, shea butter. They got all sorts of tasty stuff for you. And guess what? No aluminum that's going to plug your sweat glands and kill you. We don't have any of that stuff, man. We're talking aluminum-free deodorant. And also, it doesn't mean you stink if there's no aluminum. No. Native will keep you smelling and feeling fresh all day long. We got 10 cents for your ass. We got the most popular scents. I'm talking about coconut, vanilla, lavender, and rose. My favorite's the cucumber, and mint. We got it all. Native is risk-free to try. Every product comes with free shipping within the US of A, plus free 30-day returns and exchanges. See why so many people love Native. Check out the over 14,000 five-star reviews. It's what I use every day. Do what I did and make the switch to Native today by going to nativedeo.com/TFATK or use the promo code TFATK at checkout and get 20% off your first order. That's nativedeo.com/TFATK or use the promo code TFATK at checkout for 20% off your first order. This episode is brought to you by Onnit, the one and only, the best supplements on planet Earth. What do you need, kids? What the frick do you need to stay healthy, to get in shape, lose those quarantine 20? We got earth-grown nutrients. We got protein powder for you. We got it all. We got freaking Alpha Brain for you podcasters or stand-up comedians out there. How about you need some fitness gear? The stores are sold out because everybody's trying to get in shape during quarantine. Not on it. We got freaking kettlebells. We got freaking battle ropes. We got sandbags, steel maces. We got on-demand training. You can do it from your freaking cell phone in your garage, in your living room, in your hotel room, whatever you need. Onnit 6 streaming fitness available right now. We got coffee, the Fuck Yeah Coffee from Black Rifle and Onnit collab. They got caffeinated crystals. Fuck Yeah Coffee, Black Rifle, Onnit. Save 10% off. It's my favorite coffee. Onnit.com/fighter for 10% off. That's Onnit.com/fighter, 10% off. You're welcome.
And up until Beth, I've only ever dated Asian women.
Oh, interesting.
Pretty much since college, only Asian women. And then Beth was like a total departure from it. But
I don't really have a type. My type's hot. I don't give a fuck what ethnicity. Hot's hot. I don't care. I don't discriminate.
no, I like that.
Whatever.
I like
Black,
your
white, Asian.
EOP. You have an equal opportunity penis.
Hot is hot, dude.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck. I like all.
Your wife is Hispanic?
Super Mexican.
Is this the first Hispanic?
Annoying Mexican, yeah. You know when they're like so Mexican, like Jesus Christ.
When she gets mad at you, does she speak to you in Spanish?
She speaks to the kids in Spanish. She can talk to me in Spanish, but I don't understand any of it, so I don't care.
What if the kids and her start talking Spanish
They do.
about you?
They do.
I mean,
I don't give a fuck.
yeah.
Whatever.
Well, you don't care. You got your fuck. By the way,
The worst is when they go bad on white people. I'm like, hey man,
I'm right here.
I'm here. I'm
standing
And
right
then
here.
I have to make an argument for white people. Like, all right, we can do this if you want, man. I'm gonna destroy you guys. I'm gonna hurt some feelings in here. I'm gonna hurt some feelings up in this bitch.
Here's what I really want to see. I want to see
Or
a
when I
picture
go
of
to
you.
mom's house for like her mama make to come up for Christmas, and they have like I think it's called I forget what it's called.
Pozole?
Pozole. It's
The
a
soup, right? Yeah. It's like pozole or menudo.
It's a pozole.
Menudo has some
but
interesting stuff.
It's
in it.
pozole, but it's like for you white people out there that don't know, it's a Mexican soup, and it's not hearty, but it's a soup, right? And they'll eat that for Christmas. Dude, at 37, I'm 255.
Yeah.
I'm starving.
That's an appetizer.
I'm like, I can't have soup as a meal, and it's all they'll eat it like 3 or 4. I'm like, no. We're gonna whiten it up around here. We're gonna whiten it up. So this is what I did. I go, we're gonna whiten it up. I'm not having soup. So they have their soup.
Yeah.
Dude, I called a service to drop off ham, turkey, stuffing, cranberry sauce, gravy.
What did they eat?
They're fucking soup. But my kids, I'm like, "No, kids, I don't know what the fuck the soup. That's not how we do it in America. You have some fucking. My son's like stuffing.
Yo.
I'm like, hey, man, listen, I know half of you loves the soup, but half of you has got to eat turkey and watch football.
Buddy.
And I ain't talking about fucking soccer.
I'm going to tell you something else right now. Good stuffing. By the way,
with gravy?
Stuffing can be terrible.
Oh, yeah.
Or can be, if it's good, it's the best thing at Thanksgiving.
Oh.
A good stuffing. By the way, I feel the same way about bread pudding. Bread pudding, you ever had that dessert?
Love
it's
bread
my
pudding.
favorite dessert.
Name a dessert. I
Except
probably had it, Josh.
bread pudding can also be the worst.
Dude,
dessert.
a nice bread pudding and a dark coffee.
Might be my
so, you know,
favorite
my
dessert.
problem is it's more like I'm trying to push the American culture on my kids because my entire household is engulfed in Mexican culture. Everything's better.
To
the
be
music
fair,
around the house.
The Mexican food is probably better. If you had to pick one nationality's food to eat,
America.
really?
Oh, dude, barbecue, a nice fucking rib
For the
a
rest of your
brisket,
life, for the rest of your life,
macaroni and cheese,
only one
steak.
I
a
go Mexican.
steakhouse.
I go
No
Mexican.
way.
If you said you can pick one food to eat for the rest of your life,
America.
nah, a Mexican breakfast, Mexican for sure for me.
Mexican breakfast is fantastic. When my mother-in-law, when I wake up,
You go American over Italian,
Oh, yeah.
or Japanese.
yeah, and you can't leave this goddamn country. Dude.
These are fighting words.
Dude. I don't give a fuck. Dude, a nice steak and like some asparagus.
Okay,
Steak and eggs in the morning, dude. Scrambled eggs with cheddar cheese.
Well, I guess
that's as
we-
American as it gets.
I-
A nice oatmeal, dude.
So I guess we'd have to define what American is, but you haven't hit anything like
What's
for me-
American, dude?
for me-
what's American to you?
But if you go breakfast,
a nice sandwich
You're
in the
going
afternoon
over
with some
easy
Lay's,
eggs
with
with
some Lay's chips.
over easy eggs with some refried beans and a tortilla and some guac and
it's nice.
salsa.
That's nice.
Come the fuck on. And I'll put an enchilada up against a piece of steak any day. A good enchilada, I'll
Really
put that
nice.
up against a piece
Dude,
of steak.
my favorite, a nice mole, a real nice mole
A
sauce.
chicken mole. Dude, there was this
Oh, dude,
guy.
my girl, you got to come over. My girl makes the best fucking mole.
Don't tease
it's
me
a
with that
shredded
shit.
mole, and then she makes Spanish rice with it.
Oh my. Dude, there was a guy that I worked in my kitchen
You know, there's
in
no
Seattle.
canned salsa in my house. There's only
Why?
fresh made
There should
salsa
never
every
be.
morning. It's
That's like
so
people-
Mexican.
By the way,
It's-
that's like people who pour there's tomato sauce out of a fucking jar.
Yeah,
Like,
America.
come on, man.
Yeah, I know it's bad.
There was a guy, I had a bar restaurant in Seattle called El Lobo Loco.
You had a bar?
Yeah.
It was your bar?
Oh, okay.
You own a bar? Terrible business idea.
Okay. So I worked in Seattle. This was when I was starting with Brody and Joey, and I worked at a bar. And it was run by these two Asian guys, a Japanese guy and a Korean guy. Aki and I forget the Korean guy's name.
Doesn't
The Korean guy was part of the Korean mob.
Oh, wow.
And one day, Aki said to me, "Hey, I forget his name. He's not coming back yet." And I was like, "Where is he?" And he was like, "He's just not coming back." So I was like, "Ooh." So the business started to go down a little bit, and he goes, "I'm going to close." And he had a ton of money, and I said, "Do me a favor, man. Give me 6 months to turn your place around. And if I turn your place around, it was in Pioneer Square. Let me just get a piece of your business."
Do you have any history of running a bar?
I've bartended before,
Doesn't count.
right?
Yeah.
So I go, let me turn the business around. Give me 6 months. Basically, I just wanted 6 more months of a job is what I wanted.
Sure.
I said, but if I turn it around and hit this, you give me, I'm going to ask for a piece of the business.
Smart.
I turned it around because he was
Damn.
basically not
Promoting.
He wasn't doing anything. He had in downtown Seattle, he had these authentic, these dudes straight from Mexico who cooked great Mexican food, cooking these
Like
$50
street tacos and stuff?
$50 lunches
Oh, no.
for businessmen in
Nah,
Seattle.
come on.
No, I said we
The
need
money's
quick
in the-
in and out.
Yeah.
It's a lunch rush. And I said these guys make Mexican food. This dude made the best mole. Now he brought his brother in from Mexico. His brother had one glass eye because he had been stabbed in it.
Hell yeah.
But this dude made us some great fucking food, bro.
Yeah.
But they played one of the best tricks on me. They had me cut jalapenos, and I didn't know I had never cut jalapenos and then taken a leak. Have you ever done that before?
Oh, yeah. In fuego. Your dick was in fuego.
They were laughing for an extended period
Yes.
of time. But man, we had this place called El Lobo Loco, and I forget why I started talking about this.
You turn the bar around, Mexican food.
Mole started.
Oh, the
right?
mole. Oh, so these guys made these. This guy made this mole that was so fucking dope.
So you did turn around?
So
He
we
gave you
turned it
business?
around. He
Oh,
gave me-
because I asked you if you...
He gave me 15. This is what I asked him for. I want 15%. This was an ask that I didn't think he'd give me off the top. I want 15% of what you bring in. Before you pay anybody else, you pay me 15%. And he was like, okay. Because he already had
He was going to shut down anyway.
kind of shut down. He had
He's
a ton
like,
of
this
money.
guy's not going to do it.
Dude,
Do you... Papa was balling.
I ended up making. I used to walk around with this wad of just cash. My rent was. I was sharing a place with another comic. A guy named Craig Gass lived at my place. I think I paid $750 a month in rent.
It's like a bargain.
Dude, I was balling up in
What happened-
Seattle.
what- I love Seattle.
He threw an. I went out of town one weekend to do some stand up, and he threw an underage party. Yeah, Aki was like, "Yeah, man." His was. I go, "Dude, I saw the flyer." I go, "This says 18 and over." He said, "Yeah, but it's for Asian people, so the cops won't care." And I'm like, I don't think that's how it
the way the
works,
world
man.
works, yeah.
And he was like, yeah, they won't care because it's underage Asian people.
Well,
And
you're
I'm
in
like,
America, so we're definitely.
yeah, that was his.
You're in America,
I
so
think there were a few of those where I grew up at too. Yeah.
under 18 parties.
Yeah, it
with
was
grown
like
men.
it was like an Asian owned club. They
Yes.
had one night out of the month where it was just 18 and under.
Yes. But he said, he was like, yeah, they won't care because they're Asian people. And I was
you
like,
out of your fucking mind.
I came back. He was like, oh, they closed us down. We're not allowed to open up ever again.
And that's why you got
that
shut
was
down.
That was it. That was the end of it. That was,
were
it was
balling,
such
though.
a fucking run. I hired Joe Diaz.
Have you talked to Joey since he moved to
Oh
New
yeah,
Jersey?
man. I've
You
talked
guys
to a
are
bunch
close,
of times.
huh?
Yeah, that's my guy, man. You know, I'm so genuinely happy for him. Brendan, I never thought he would be alive right now.
Yeah.
I- if
he's
he-
thriving. He's one of the biggest comics in the world.
Dude, I never thought he would be alive. There was a period of time, years, 3 or 4 years, where he was close to 400 pounds. So he's probably 280 now. He's not
Yeah.
small.
No, he's not small.
But let's add 120 pounds.
He's
on
working out still, and
He was close to 400 pounds. He was probably doing an 8-ball a day.
yeah.
He had these open wounds on his face that he would pick that never healed.
Yeah.
And he was this crazy gray color.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh, not only is he not going to live, he's slowly trying to
I'm
kill
surprised
himself.
you and Rogan never got close because him and Joey are so close. You know, like him and Joey are close.
You know,
It's just like a weird separation.
I don't know.
Because obviously, me and Joe's one of my closest friends. You and me are super boys.
Here's the thing.
You know, it's like, how the fuck haven't we?
there was a big gap when Chelsea was on, and where
between you and Joey.
no, just between me and stand up in town, because I was working on the show and traveling, and my deal was I'm not also now going out at night and doing stand up.
You gotta be home.
I gotta be home.
Kid.
I can't not.
But I wonder if it correlates with the same time Rogan was, because Rogan was gone for a while too when he's doing Fear Factor and
he was gone for a little bit. That was during the Mencia time too.
Oh, yeah.
And but because of that, and when stand up started to really cook again, I was still out a little bit. And I don't think people who were on that show in general got a lot of respect as stand-ups.
Interesting. Well, it sounds like jealousy.
Whatever, yeah.
Because that show was so big.
It was pretty big.
It's weird to me when I have close friends like you, like Joe Coy. When like Joe Coy's not in the circle of my
Yeah.
friends, and I want to bring them into the circle.
I think a lot
And
of
Joe
it
Coy's
is
like,
that.
what?
Yeah, yeah.
I text him yesterday. I go, hey, dude, come do the show with me and Josh. He goes, love Josh. He goes, dude, I'm shooting this, and sent me a video. He's shooting a Kia commercial right now. And we're talking about someone killing it. He's just like, and this is the second reference with you and Kia. Remember, we were making fun of people shooting Kia commercials?
yeah.
But he was like, I'm shooting this for Kia. He's like, it was Kia and something else major. I'm like, dude, do you ever stop crushing it?
He sold out Staples
Yeah.
Oracle, fucking where the Warriors play.
He's a monster.
It is bananas.
He's the best guy in the world.
He's such a good guy,
He's
but
such a good
also
person.
his hustle. I respect anybody.
Do you know Joe that well?
Yeah, man, his hustle is.
Well, because he was on Chelsea Lately too, right?
Yeah, and I remember him standing out in front of that Laugh Factory dude when nobody knew who he was, bad teeth and all.
Dude, my
just
girl's
handing
trying
out
to convince me to
flyers.
get veneers. And Joe, you're gonna hate this. Sorry, buddy. My girl goes, look at your friend Joe. Show me a picture of Joe before the veneers and after.
rough sauce.
Dude, before I was like, were you chewing on fucking glass?
Yeah, you
And
need
then
it.
now, like, he's great teeth.
Yeah, he definitely was somebody who benefited from the
Money.
veneers.
Whoever
For-
says money doesn't bring happiness. Look at Joe Coy. He looked like shit before the money. Now he's happy as shit. His teeth are great. He's lost weight. He wears shoes like all the dope kicks.
That yeah, dude. That dude is definitely as far as a sneaker whore. He's the only person I think that from you.
Sneaker horse, Joe Coy.
Is D'Elia
He
was
gives
one?
a lot. Me, D'Elia's the other biggest sneakerhead I know.
Yeah, they how much do veneers cost? There you go, $2,500 per tooth.
That's insane.
Well, my girl said this guy offered the deal two teeth for $1,500. I'm like,
You're just gonna do 2 teeth?
well, that's what I
That's
said.
gonna look pretty fucking
I was like,
weird.
am I just gonna do the front
front
tooth?
tooth.
She's like, no, you'd have to do, you have to pay for 10. It's like 13 grand.
Also, don't get a deal for your teeth. That doesn't sound good.
It's like a deal for LASIK eye surgery.
Yeah, like don't do
Can
that.
I tell you the one and only
feel like my
hooker I
bottoms.
ever got? I was in
You got a hooker?
Oh yeah. Okay. So I was in Las Vegas, and my brother. You know when they hand out the
The flyers?
Right.
You guys took them.
So I was like, I go, look at this shit, man. I go, this is crazy. They're handing them out like it's a menu. He goes, it is a menu. And I said, I don't even know who calls off a menu. And he goes, you've never had a hooker before? I go, no. And he goes, you've never had a hooker? And I was like, am I
How old are you?
am I weird?
How old?
Pre-marriage, so probably 28.
Sure.
And I was like, no, I've never had a, because I never felt like I needed to.
Get a lady of the
I was
night.
28. I was still young and
You
handsome.
could get a girl, yeah.
I wasn't too worried.
Why pay for it?
Yeah. But he was like, you got to do it before you, like, it has to be an experience
Yeah,
that you
live a
do.
little.
Right? So we call this, I call this place and I say to him, I go, what am I going to do though, man? I said, you're in the room. I don't want to fuck in front of you. And he was like, I'll go to sleep. And I was like, you're going to go to sleep. He said, yeah, I'll go to sleep. So we call this place, dude. And it was late. And I said, so I don't know how to do this. She said, well, what are you looking for? I said, well, what do you got? She said, well, it's late. So we only have 2 girls left, but they're completely different.
Oh, you got the leftovers.
She said they're completely different, so you should be able to pick and just let me know if either one of these are interesting to you. I said, okay.
They
She
sent you
goes,
pictures?
it was just what was on the,
Flyer.
and I go, tell me who you got. She said, we either have a petite Asian or a giant Puerto Rican.
Petite Asian.
Well, and I said to my brother, I go, petite Asian, giant Puerto Rican. And he goes, what do you think? And I was like, well, I've had sex with a petite Asian. That's all I used to date.
Yeah, but it's awesome.
But I've never even seen a giant Puerto Rican. I
For
was
good
like,
reason.
I told her, I go, send the giant Puerto Rican over.
Oh, wow.
She go, oh, dude, I
Was
played
it a deal?
fucking Red Rover, send the giant Puerto Rican on over,
Holy
dude.
shit.
So I tell my brother, I go, I got a giant Puerto Rican coming over. He was like, great.
I would say define giant Puerto Rican.
Well, so I said, I go, giant, like 300 pounds? And she was like, no, just a big person. Giant.
But giant's so vague.
So my brother, hookers take longer than room service. But you know when you order a quesadilla and you fall asleep before it gets there?
Yeah.
Then
Then they wake you up, you're in a deep sleep.
yeah, and you're like, I don't want
the fucking quesadilla. Yeah, I
anymore."
need to sleep.
So, but I hear this little knock, and I'm like,
Yo, Josh. Yeah. Yo, what?
I hear a little knock, and I was like, I'm not gonna get it. Maybe
Oh, I'd steer through
I was
the
like, maybe,
peephole.
I was like, maybe they'll go away. Okay, so ready? But then the knock went like harder, and I'm like, oh, that sounds like a big person. And now, you know, I like weird shit, man. Now my curiosity's peaked. I'm like, well, I'm gonna look through the peephole because I want to see what this person looks like before I open the door.
Yeah.
So I sneak up and I look out the peephole, and there's a thumb over the peephole.
Oh.
And I hear this.
Like a big dark thumb.
I hear this. I hear, you got to open the door to see the goods. And the first thing I thought was,
Veteran.
that's somebody who's been rejected through a peephole. before.
100%.
That's somebody's looking.
Real vet.
Somebody's looked through that peephole and been like, fuck.
Like, I'm
you.
good.
Yeah.
Beat it, Sammy Sosa.
I'm waiting for a quesadilla.
Yeah. Beat it, Ruben Ramirez. Yeah.
So, but I'm like, I really now at this point, my brother's asleep. I really just want to see what a giant Puerto Rican looks
And you're
like.
probably horny, right?
But now,
Horny, if you're thinking you're going to get your rocks
but
off.
also curious for me, weird trumps almost like if this is going to be a good story, I gotta open the door.
Might give you a bit on stage.
I-
my only
dude.
thing when I hear a giant Puerto Rican in my head, I'm thinking, good chance it's transgender.
Okay. Well, I opened the door. Probably 6'2" in heels. So the first thing I looked for is an Adam's apple because I was like, well, that's a giveaway.
Yeah.
No bad Adam's apple. Do you know the next thing I asked? And she was like, how you doing? I go, good. I go, hey, do you mind if I take a look at your knuckles? Because man hands and women
Different.
hands, knuckles are a dead giveaway.
Yeah.
And hand out, I'm like, oh, okay.
Well, you can even feel just from the hand.
But there was
usually.
it was woman. And I go, okay.
Just a big girl.
Big girl. So
Big Puerto Rican.
this is when I was telling you about you don't want to chintz on your dentist. I'll skip past the uncomfortable parts of the story to tell you when she took off her bra, she had one
big titties.
one real one, one fake one.
Oh.
And I go, what? She goes,
Saving.
I couldn't afford to get them both done at the same time. So my doctor did one, and when I healed up, I'm gonna do another.
Why you think I'm here, motherfucker?
But I was like, yo, and she goes, most people don't, hey, it's not distracting. I'm like,
Oh my god.
her left titty looked like it had just had a stroke.
Oh,
like
no.
her left titty looked like Stallone's lip.
the original one.
Just like it was sagging
Was
down.
the other one pretty nice?
Yeah,
though?
the other one looked great, and the other one looked sad. Yeah,
Body pretty messy.
body not terrible, dude, but she
Just a big girl.
did something to me that ruined it for me. We had just done a little banter back and forth, and she wouldn't tell me what was in her bag. When she dropped her bag on the desk, it made such a loud thud.
She was carrying a bowling ball.
Something heavy was in there. And I asked her as a joke.
Gun.
I said, "What's in the bag?" And she said, "Don't worry about what's in the bag." And I was like, "Oh, fuck."
Probably a gun, right?
Or a giant dildo. I don't know what's in there.
Sure.
This is what scared me. She, at one point, she said, "Let's fuck." And she pushed me, two-hand push to the chest. What scared me, dude, is she knocked me clean over onto the bed. And I was like,
the Undertaker.
yeah, I was like, I'm about to get fucked. Like, this is not me doing the fucking.
CB4 fuck.
Yeah, this is.
You're Chris Rock and fuck.
This is not good for me. And I stood up, I go, I can't do this. I'm sorry, I can't do this.
Oh, you backed out.
She charged me extra
Wasting our fucking time.
for wasting your time that I didn't have. And then my brother cracked his eye open. He goes, "I got $200. You get the fuck out of the room." I'm like, "Have you been awake this whole time?" He was like, "Yeah, I wanted to see you fuck a giant Puerto Rican."
You didn't think you'd be asleep, right?
I did.
So your brother.
My brother gave her the extra
bit the
money.
bullet.
Because what she said to me was, "If you don't give me this extra money, I'm
can't
going to
get
make
my
a
kid."
phone call. And you're not going to like who shows up." Because I
It's gonna
could,
get dark in here.
dude, I couldn't beat up the giant Puerto Rican. There's no way I could beat up the person who beats up the giant Puerto
Who
Rican.
slaps Puerto Rican around? For
There's no
10%?
way. So my brother was like, "Get her out of here."
And your brother paid 200. Went to Pound Town.
No, he kicked her out. He just paid her the extra, and he was like, "Get the fuck out."
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. I thought you were saying your brother said, "Get out."
He was like, first of all, I
I'm
would have
gonna
gone
grapple
petite
with this
Asian.
giant. What?
He said 100% I would have gone petite Asian.
Oh, dude,
But as soon
there's
as
so many reasons.
he
Josh.
said, as soon as you said giant Puerto Rican, I knew he was like, "Well, I got to stay
Yeah, I gotta
awake.
stay awake.
I got to see what a giant Puerto Rican looks like." And that's what it came down to for
See,
me.
I don't want to see what a giant Puerto Rican
How
looks
come
like.
you don't want to see? You've seen a petite Asian.
Yeah, but that's why my dick would be like, I'm in. But giant Puerto Rican, my dick would go, I'm out, dude.
But couldn't you also be in? Like, what
Nope.
if she was like giant Puerto Rican, meaning like 5'10", like an Elle McPherson giant?
like curvy giant.
Elle McPherson has got to be 5'10",
Here's my problem,
5'11".
Josh. If they say giant Puerto Rican,
Yeah.
I'm out, dude. I've never heard anyone refer to a sexy curvy girl as giant.
How tall? 6 foot. You wouldn't call 6 foot? Look at her.
But no one's gonna call Ellen McPherson. She's such a dime. No one's gonna
My
say she's
God.
a giant.
Dude, she's
Giant Puerto Rican. Look at this
Sick-
fucking Yoel Romero with a wig on at my door, dude. I don't want. Oh my god.
It's gotta be fake.
wow.
no.
Fake. Yeah, it has to be fake.
No.
Yeah.
I don't know she was that.
Her
big.
feet are that. No, there's no way.
No, she's tall, dude.
That guy
knew
has
she-
to be shorter than me then, because that looks like me standing next to Brendan.
That does look, by the way,
makes
that looks
sense.
like mine and your picture after all our podcasts.
She's 6 feet tall.
I'm so big. I'm so big.
Look at that. Look.
That looks sort of real.
That looks real.
I think she is
I don't know what the hell's going on.
one
This
of the
is totally-
all-time.
These are just tall girls with short dudes.
How tall is that?
I think it's just a good.
I think these are Photoshopped
yeah,
now.
just a
I
good
don't
photo.
think
She's not that
Well,
tall.
that yeah.
Unless
that's
he's
true.
tiny.
She'd be 7
That's-
foot. Could you date a real tall chick?
Yeah, I don't have those issues. That's not. I wouldn't bother me. But I mean, but tall for how tall? Because you mean taller than me or taller than you? You're
like,
6'4".
like, would you date a 6'5" girl? Again, dude, my type is hot. If she's 6'5" and
I don't
smoke
really care.
show, I
Yeah,
have no problem.
I don't care. I really.
Like I remember I was in the room with Serena Williams was warming up, and I'm like, oh, I get it.
Oh my god, dude!
And even I was like, I'm a little light in the ass for her.
She's so. My ex, the mother of my kids,
Big girl?
not a thin.
A bit, but like, would you say giant?
No,
Puerto Rican?
no, she was not as tall, but she
What
was,
if your story ended and we got married?
and we got married and had 3
we
kids.
had 3 kids.
But my ex, I've dated some heavier girls. That doesn't bother. That's not a thing. That doesn't bother me at all.
You're not worried about the thick girls.
I like it. If I like you, I like you.
Me
it
too.
Almost doesn't matter. But if I'm
Sometimes the personalities can make them super hot.
if we're talking about I'm meeting you at the bar and we're gonna have sex, then I do want to be very attracted to you. If I'm gonna spend an extended period of time with you, your looks are less important to me
Interesting.
because I want to be able to.
you know, there's some people out there that check all those boxes.
Yeah, my wife.
Yeah, there you go. That's why she's wifey.
Yeah, that's why my
Yeah.
wife. But for me, looks go down a little bit because we're not going to be fucking all of the time. So it can't just be like,
It'd be
I
cool to
can't
hang
wait for
out
us
with.
to fuck.
Oh, I know.
That's going to be a problem.
Yeah,
like
you're
you
right.
and your girl like to joke around and all that shit, right?
100%, yeah. We're into the same stuff. She's a beast of a mom. Yeah.
Did she keep you in check? Like as far as like,
I don't think anybody can.
does she? No.
No.
Does she? So she has.
But she's also super strong-willed, so we'll butt heads.
Got it.
But also kind of works because if you let me just walk all over you, I'll do it. And she doesn't allow me to do that.
When you say that, you do it just because it's your instinct just to do what you want to do, or because you
I'm gonna do what I
consciously
wanna do.
because you consciously like I'm gonna walk over this motherfucker.
Oh, never. But if you give me an inch, I'm taking a mile. My girl won't let me do that, and that's why we work.
Yeah, I feel the same way with.
It's not good
Beth.
if I'm.
Does she call you on your shit?
Oh yeah.
That's-
It's not good if I'm steering the ship all the time.
No. I mean,
It's also exhausting for me.
everyone on the
I don't
ship's
wanna
gonna be
do
wearing kerchiefs.
Yeah, it's yeah.
You don't
everyone's-
want that.
Yeah.
Everyone's.
Everyone's gonna be in the same shoes and fucking.
Yeah, everyone's. Yeah, I. If I didn't have Beth to tell me, that's fucking dumb. Don't do that, or, don't do this while you're in public, or just act like a fucking grown up for once.
Yep.
I don't know what would happen to me.
Yeah, I agree.
Thank God.
Let's go to current events.
All right.
I mean, the best
Kat,
current
I feel
event
like
today.
you need a kind of a passive guy. I feel
A
like
passive guy? Why?
I don't know. You're pretty strong-willed.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't know. I don't like guys who are too passive though. Like my ex, to a certain point, he just kind of let me walk all over him. That's
That's not
fun.
sexy.
What's your
No,
type?
it's not. I don't know. I used to really like nerdy
Giant
Asian
Puerto
dudes.
Ricans.
Yeah, do you want
Nerdy Asian.
I used to really like nerdy Asian dudes. I do still like them, but I date white guys now. It's weird. Like I really honestly never thought I'd date a white guy. Not that I don't think white guys
Yeah.
are attractive. It's just I've always loved Asian dudes.
Dude,
Like nerdy Asian dudes.
Your type's nerdy Asian, but is your type just hot too, or no?
If a guy can make me laugh. If I enjoy your company, then that's all that really matters. Because I
No,
can
but
think someone's
despite
hot,
the
but
looks,
huh?
even if they look like
They
a
have to
bucket of
be
shit.
relatively, like, I have to be relatively attracted to them, but I can see a hot person not want to spend any time with them.
What's more important, face or body?
I'm gonna go, well, if we're talking
Personality?
still in, like,
Just-
still, like, a
Yeah.
regular dude.
Yeah.
Like, how fat?
Interesting. There is
Because there are guys that I think are cute, but, like, a little tubby, and I'm okay with it.
But
Jonah Hill.
Jonah Hill when?
Yeah, that's a good question. It's a
great question.
Yeah.
dude, I was sitting next to him at a coffee shop, and he was on a blind date.
Jonah
And he-
Hill?
Yeah, and I was like, I'm gonna stay here because this is so interesting.
Yeah.
And I just stood there and listened to his blind date.
Wait,
It wasn't. I want to be like, dude, not a match.
blind date. So
He-
she knows who he. It's not really a blind date for her. Fuck.
I don't. It's kind of sounded like it. They were sharing books, and she went to the bathroom. I wanted to be like, dude,
Come on, man.
come on, dude.
You're Jonah Hill.
She sucks.
Yeah, if I'm Jonah Hill, I don't think I need to. What's that dating app for the famous people here in town? Raya?
Raya?
Raya. A bunch of my buddies are on there.
And do they?
So show me the girls. I'm like, holy shit,
But
she's on there.
You have to be accepted on that app.
You
Is that how it goes?
You have to apply, yeah. And then for the men, you have to send basically your tax returns to prove that
What?
you have the money you have. I mean, it's just
Do you have to
my
earn
bu-
a certain amount of money to be on that? You do?
or a certain level of fame. And my buddy be like, I don't know what's going on, dude. I just can't find a connection. I'm like, yeah, dude, you're on Raya. So it's just gold diggers trying to find a fucking match.
Have you seen?
Like, get off of there.
have you seen?
But the women are
famous women on there?
big time because one of my friends is on there. My favorite thing is to go through it. And I mean,
I had heard.
dude, some of the Instagram models that we see, the famous ones are on there. You're like,
Come on. Somebody had told me I saw
Celebrities?
Sharon Stone on. Raya.
oh yeah. Some of the biggest big stars are on there.
No
stars from
shit?
shows we watch. Like, holy shit, that guy's.
You're like I saw him on Yellowstone.
That's,
Dude, I hope you graduate to Hat, Lasso, and like Rocking Horse.
Yeah.
So you're on the fucking Rocking Horse riding.
getting there, dude.
I might send you a Rocking Horse.
I'm
dude.
getting there. All right, let's do it. What do we got?
Okay, so a man
Great
or
move.
woman
Tight
in
move.
Jamaica won their lottery. And I guess a part of their rules on accepting the jackpot is that you have to come and physically take it. And there's like a little press release in the newspaper.
$58 million.
It's Jamaican money, so it's like a 1.4 or something here.
$8.47.
1.4 million here.
Oh, so they're
But
not, like,
this person
sad.
came in a scream mask covered from head to toe because they were afraid that their relatives are going to find out and try to ask
But
for
also
money.
probably owes people money.
That's a good point.
But also, the name is A. Campbell, so I don't know. Do you know what I mean? Like, if
pretty
you're his
generic,
relative,
though.
but if you're his relative or
But
her
in
relative,
Jamaica, like how big do you think Jamaica is?
Clearly a white guy.
Yeah,
who
I
was
mean-
on 90 Day Fiance.
and not only that,
Aaron Campbell.
your last name's Campbell. You live in Jamaica, and you just
Small
bought
island.
a new house, and you're not the
Oh,
guy.
I know.
But I do like the
Tight move, though.
because if I'm in the family, even if I know it's him, he's sent his message loud and clear,
Yeah.
which is, "Hey,
Do you have family members try to take advantage of you at all?
No.
Are you close with your family?
I am." But you know, my cousin was famous way before me.
Who's your cousin?
Scott Wolf. He was on Party of Five.
Oh,
and
okay.
he's been working forever, but he's been famous way before me, and not that I'm famous, but in the public eye. But we've never had people from deep dark recesses of our family pop up. I see them at shows, and you're like, "I'm your cousin." I'm like, "Cool."
Yeah, you're like, cool, but they don't ask you for
But
anything.
nobody. You?
No, not really.
If you had something like that, you think somebody would hit you up? If you
Yes.
won the lottery, would you give a certain amount to your dad, your mom, your brother, or
Not my dad, 'cause he's pretty set, but yeah. I mean, I give back to my family for sure.
Right.
I cover a lot of things.
Jacob asked me
Lot of
once.
stress.
He said, "If you won the lottery, would you buy me a car?"
A car? Yeah.
And I
dude.
said, "No."
Oh, you wouldn't?
And he said, "If you had $100, would you give me a penny?" And I said, "Yeah." And he said, "It's about the same." I said, "Yeah, but I'm still not buying you a fucking
That's
car. bro.
hilarious. Yeah.
I'm still not buying you, like, you got to go out and make your own money."
To
and-
me,
and
though,
get a car.
I was talking about this with my friend. Like, to me, like with my brother or whoever else, like, it's much more fun for me if we're all like doing this together.
Without
Like,
a doubt.
it's not just me on top of the mountain. Like, we're all doing it.
Without a doubt. But it's also, how cool is it for you?
Like, it's cool to me to call my brother and go, Thick Boy made this much, and
Dude.
he owns 10%.
100%.
So I'll go, dude, Thick Boy did this much this month, and I go, what?
you know what else is going to be super cool? And this, honestly, to me, has been my absolute favorite part of any kind of extra shit I get. Things that I can. Jacob was the bat boy for the Red Sox during a weekend series against the Dodgers in Dodger Stadium.
Love it.
He wore the uniform. He
Love
was
it.
in the dugout. Jacob was the bat boy at Dodger Stadium for the Cardinals. I have a picture of him high-fiving Albert Pujols as he crosses the plate. Those kind of things that
Did he
you'll
test
be able
positive
to.
for steroids? Or?
Yeah, Pujols, bite your fucking. You bite
Gosh,
your
You've
tongue.
been around baseball too long.
My man, he's
You
aging
think
the
you
way.
lose hair like that and not be on TRT or something?
Dude, have you seen the way he aged?
Yeah.
He's aged like a regular, like Griffey age.
Yeah, sure.
You're not buying that shit at all.
Not with Pujols. How many homers he hit?
Yeah, but look at the drop off. It's seems like a natural
Yeah, you might be right.
drop off. His injuries,
Sure.
you're not buying that shit at
It's
all.
tough.
Why? Because of his age?
I don't know. Just his performance.
But if you
And
look,
it's baseball. Why wouldn't you take steroids? And real quick, just so you know, I think everybody's on it.
by the way, I would, if you told me, hey, you can have a $100 million contract and take steroids, or you can get a $500,000 minor league contract, I'd be like, well,
I'd say, where's the needles?
give me the fucking
Well, it's the same
steroids.
for comedy. If they say, hey, if you inject this into your ass, your set will be 100% better. And you're going to make 100 million instead of 10 million.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I'd say, how big's the needle?
yeah, you're saying, so I'm just going to be better at what I do? Yeah. Then I'll do that.
Yeah.
I don't quite understand why do
Nor
you
do I give a
think
fuck.
people are so angry about it?
Because
I can't-
they think it's cheating. They don't realize everybody else is doing it. So it's actually a level playing field.
But by the way, back in the
Look
day
at
when they
Lance
weren't
Armstrong.
taking steroids, they were taking uppers. That's
They're
cheating.
taking something or cocaine or
but
something.
no, they used to take
Uppers.
amphetamines in
Oh, yeah.
the dugout.
For
so
sure.
like they've always done something. I don't know what the problem
It's just a
is.
competitive advantage in the military. It's like the Nazis took, fucking basically meth. They took cocaine.
Really?
Oh yeah, dude. They couldn't figure out how through in the middle of the winter they're moving so fast. Like how and they're on foot and they're in tanks.
And cleaning as they go. Okay, everybody, here we go.
Yeah,
Here
they're
we
like,
go.
how the fuck
Make sure
are
that
they
tree's clean.
Literally, the American Army is like, how the fuck are they moving so fast? They figured out they're taking meth and cocaine like a motherfucker, moving like this. But what they did realize, like, oh, there's going to be side effects from this. So they start off real fast and then crash like a motherfucker, and we took advantage of it.
Yeah, you know, it's an army of people with no teeth and
But those first
talking about the plans they have for when they get home.
Yeah.
When I get home, I'm going to make the first
Dude.
ever rocket power ship.
Dude, those first 3 days, you didn't want to fuck with them though,
No,
which we didn't. We're like, yeah, go ahead, dude. And we caught up with them and beat the fuck out of them.
I did meth once by accident. By accident.
You did meth?
By accident.
No wonder you have depression.
It was I thought it was coke. My buddy was like, "Do you want to do some coke?" I'm
Meth, Josh?
like, I didn't know it was meth.
You snorted it though?
Yeah, it was rough. It's the only time I've ever been kicked out of a strip club, and I got kicked out because, look, I did one line, and I'm no quitter, so I did another one just to make sure it was bad, and it was terrible.
Meth.
I had this crazy thin layer of sweat.
Like a slime.
Just a slime. And at the time, I was wearing like button-down shirts tucked into my acid wash jeans, you know,
Hell
with my
yeah.
black belt. You know
Hell
what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
And I'm out at the strip club, and I have this thin layer of sweat. And I didn't realize till I got home. Sweat on my shirt, sweat on the underarms. And this is how bad I looked. I couldn't get a dancer to give me a lap dance.
Tough.
I kept going dance, and they were like, pass.
Hard pass.
So this one woman, I would go, how about, can we go into the boom boom room? She was like, yeah. She walked me into a door. I walked in. She shut the door. It was the way leading outside, the back. I couldn't get back in. I had to walk back out into the parking lot. I walked up to the front ticket booth, and I said, hey, I was supposed to get a dance, and she let me outside by accident. She goes, no, that wasn't an accident. She was like,
Your night's over, honey.
Yeah, your night's over.
We have a giant Puerto Rican.
I said...
We have one giant Puerto Rican who will dance for you.
with one real
You just
titty.
keep getting giant Puerto Ricans. We have a giant Puerto Rican with one tit. She says she's familiar with you.
She says she knows what you like.
Yeah, I
so
guess. Yeah, she
she's
says
got,
you like it rough.
yeah, kicked out of the strip club. But the meth was, I hated it.
I can't understand any drug. Heroin's the only one where I'm like, I probably shouldn't ever do that.
I agree.
I'd probably love it.
But that's because the first half of every heroin movie looks like the most fun you'll ever have. The first half, before the shit goes down, you're like, oh, they're having.
Oh, you watched the movie Blow? I want all the cocaine in the world.
Dude, that looks like a good fucking time.
You know, George Jung is basically trying to convert to a female now. I think has got a titty implant.
What?
But Stevie Blue Eyes was bunkmates with George Jung.
How? But George Young's got to be 70 right now, right?
He has a set of tits.
You know, that's maybe the one thing that I don't know that I'm looking forward to these women who have fake boobs being grandmothers. I don't know how that's going to be with all these grandmas with
Grandma's big tits?
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
I love it.
You do?
Why not?
Why not a little grandma titty?
Yeah. If I'm a grandpa, I'd like my grandma.
When
to
you're a
titties.
grandpa.
Yeah, it's going to happen.
When,
You're a grandpa now.
4 times over, man.
Jesus Christ.
4 of those little.
That's so cool, man.
It's so crazy. They call me. I told you what I wanted them to call me.
What? You didn't tell me.
My son said, you can pick your grandfather name. And I said, cool. I said, call me back tomorrow. I'll have a list of 3.
Gramps.
And first of all, I told Beth, I go, no, nobody's ever called me grandpa, or I'm not turning around at the park for someone to call me grandpa.
Grandpa Josh?
I'm too young.
That's cute, though.
Too young.
Okay.
I said, can I pick any name? And he said, yeah. So Beth went with BB. Her first name starts with B. My great grandmother's name was BB. So and BB's easy for kids to say. So my son Trevor called me back. He goes, what do you want the kids to call you? I said, Beth wants to be called BB, and I would like to be called LeBron.
LeBron.
And he was like, what? I go, how cool does it sound if you go to BB and LeBron's house? Like,
That's
that sounds
pretty
like.
cute. Yeah, that's cute. I dig
And
it.
at a park, if someone just started screaming at LeBron,
They're looking for the black dad, but
and when I show up, they're going to be
That's pretty
disappointed.
cool.
Yeah. I thought it'd be funny. And he was like, he even said to me, does everything have to be a joke with you? I'm like,
that's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I dig it.
yeah,
What else you got?
I'm JoJo. He wouldn't let me do BB.
JoJo?
JoJo.
Oh, that's cool, too, though.
This is so dope.
So the house from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air is gonna be up on Airbnb for rent. It starts
First of all,
at
Will
$30
Smith's face
a
is
day.
as fat as mine there, so that's fine, but whatever.
But yeah, you could rent out the mansion for a couple nights starting September 29th.
And it's in Bel Air, and it's $30.
It's close to Brentwood.
So it's not really Bel Air.
It's not really Bel Air.
They're not gonna let you rent out in Bel Air.
No.
It's
and
$30 a night?
starting at $30 a night.
per room, right?
I have no idea if it's the entire house or if it's per room, but they have some photos.
And who Will owns it?
I don't think he owns it. I think they're doing it to
think it's-
promote. They're
yeah.
doing a reunion of the Fresh Prince, and they're
'Cause
bring
it's the
back the
30-year
original on
reunion,
vid.
so
I
it's
don't want a
$30.
reunion, dude. Why can't people leave shit alone?
Are you not going to watch the Friends reunion? You don't watch Friends?
I like Friends.
Me too.
I like Joey. Joey's
So funny.
Joey lives close to me. We have the same car guy, and he's the biggest car guy.
Is he?
The biggest. He was
Matt
on,
LeBlanc?
Yeah, Matt LeBlanc's the biggest car head, biggest gearhead.
No shit.
Well, he was on Top Gear. He was a host for Top Gear.
He was?
Yeah, and they want to do another season. He's like, let me think. My residuals, I get 26 million every January.
I know.
26 million every January. And, dude, how hot is Jennifer Aniston?
Come on. Come on.
She started Instagram, and you're like, holy fuck.
No, she's her and she's effortless, but her
Just a
body
classy
is really remarkable. Really remarkable. I will tell you that I am more of
at
a
her
fan
in
of
the
her as she's gotten older. Like I love these pictures of her.
Dude, come on.
Unbelievable.
It's a little alarming that she's never been married with kids. That's usually a red flag for me. Something's going on there.
Yeah.
No one tried to make you a. Oh
She
my
was
God.
married to. Didn't she marry Justin?
Yeah, they were married.
Yeah, they
Justin
were married.
who?
Trudeau.
Justin
Oh, Trudeau.
Not
He's
Trudeau,
the
not
North
Justin
Star.
Trudeau.
Thoreau.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Justin Trudeau is Canada.
Yeah, that's right. But Justin's the North Star for white guys. He's our Kanye. For fashion, he's a fashion goddess.
Yeah.
He has the best fashion in the game. Have you ever seen him? He's also a
He's so hot.
brilliant writer.
Great writer.
Dude, you know he wrote Tropic Thunder?
Yeah, great writer. He's smaller than you would think. He's not a big dude. I got really
Go to
lucky,
his
man.
Instagram. Look at his fucking fashion.
Dude.
When they'll be like, Justin decided to get groceries, and you're like, God, he looks cool.
Yeah, man.
I wish I was that
Can
small.
wear
God,
just
I wish I was
about
that small.
anything. I got lucky. I went to Stern's 60th birthday party, and I got a chance to talk to this dude just for like an hour. He's so fucking
Smart.
yeah, and
Oh,
interesting.
you see him with the beanie on there?
I don't.
Did
Scroll
you
up,
wait?
right there?
there.
Did you ever watch the
Too
show
many dog
Leftovers?
pics. Too many dog pics.
Did you watch Leftovers
No.
on HBO? He never too many dog pics.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, he's Lady of the Tramp. They're redoing Lady of the Tramp.
What do you think about that redo? You're out.
I don't like it. You see Lion King redo?
Nah, man.
Dude, just leave it as a fucking cartoon.
Yeah. Did you watch Mulan?
My wife and my mother-in-law and my kid watched it and said it was the worst movie they've seen in a long time.
Really?
They said it was awful. It's also getting terrible ratings, and China hates it.
Yeah.
Well, then I'm
Which is
out.
weird because they did all the adjustments for China.
And
Yeah.
China hates it.
Why does China hate it?
Look at Justin killing the game, dude.
Dude, this dude. But that's the one
Chelsea
thing.
Boots? Come on.
He can, he
He's my
writes.
spirit animal, dude. He's my spirit animal.
Which one, but which one of these outfits is your thing?
All of them.
If I
I have those boots on the left and in the second one into the right.
I think the only one of those outfits that I wish I could pull off is the far right.
The moto jacket.
Yeah, I like that whole vibe. I like the original Rocky fedora. I like that whole thing.
I just want. He knows that he's gonna get pictures taken of him. I wonder if he's like, all right, I gotta grab groceries. I know there's gonna be paparazzi. I'm gonna sport this.
I will
But
tell
he's
you.
the North Star for as far as like fashion goes. He's our Kanye.
But what makes me happy is the size of his legs. That means there's still hope for me. You know what I mean? Like that is a chicken leg. That second picture, that one. Look at those legs. Woo!
Those are tiny. Legs.
I feel pretty good about myself now, man.
Tiny legs.
That is. God.
Again with a scarf there, dude. Just pimping it.
But that's the thing, by the way. I'm not.
You love him, huh, Cat?
He is so fine.
I love
Are you
him
on
too.
board for scarf? I'm not on board for scarf.
I think it depends on the person. Like
Jude Law.
he pulls it off. Yeah, Jude Law can do it. Lenny Kravitz with a huge scarf. It's ridiculous, but Lenny Kravitz can do
Well,
whatever he
do
wants
no
because he's
wrong.
hot.
Lenny Kravitz.
His daughter too. Is it Zoe?
Oh, she's Catwoman. Yeah, Zoe Kravitz.
How old is she now? Just
I
be
think
safe?
like
She's
20, like
yeah.
she's married.
Yeah.
Late 20s, early 30s.
Again, can
Lenny
do-
Kravitz
can
has
do no wrong.
had
Stunning.
quite a run.
Whoa.
31,
31.
yeah.
think that.
Did you see the photo of him with his ripped jeans on stage?
Who?
And his
Lenny Kravitz
With his
a couple
dick out?
years ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then people found out his dick was pierced.
yeah.
Oh,
You didn't see that?
No.
His pants ripped on stage. Mm-hmm. And
Big hog.
There was a little bit of a piercing on the penis. 56.
Prince Albert.
56. This dude is still. I mean, could get it with anybody. It's so crazy. Yeah, there it is.
Oh, they just covered up though.
Oh, weak.
There you are.
But it's not.
Sorta.
Yeah. By the way, that person in the front row was like, "Oh, well, hello." What would you do if that happened to you on stage?
I've had my pants ripped on stage.
Dick
But
out?
I had underwear on. Why does he have no underwear with leather pants?
He's
a
a
lot of
rock
people ask
star,
that
bro.
question.
It's not. Yeah,
There you go.
gotta
He's
be-
a rock star.
Oh, it's all right.
He's
It's all right. But also, when you're on stage, your dick's like, all right, let's retreat.
yeah. You're not. You're not
He's
a
also
shower.
very sweaty and hot. I'm sure in those.
But you would wear underwear with leather pants?
I'd wear underwear with everything. It's not comfortable.
I'm with you with jeans and stuff, but I don't think I wear underwear with leather pants. What about Lenny Kravitz? Is that your style at all?
Yes, absolutely. He's so fine. He's so fine.
So you like a thinner dude? Like,
yeah,
'cause
I have no problem with thin dudes. I have no problem with chubby dudes.
Who's
It's
a
just
chubby
like-
guy you find attractive?
I remember when Straight Outta Compton came out, I was in love with O'Shea Jackson Jr. I just thought he was so cute.
Oh, that's Ice Cube.
Ice
son?
Cube's-
yeah,
yeah.
he was just like short and
Short,
chub-
fat.
I like short, chubby dudes.
You
I
got
don't
that
know
short,
what it
fat
is.
dick. That's from
You
the
like-
HBO documentary.
You like the dick where you got to lift up the stomach a little bit just to make sure it can get all the way in there?
That's your. All right, Kat.
Okay.
All right.
I have a very vast.
Yeah, that is a why between that and
spectrum.
Justin Theroux. That's a
Wide
huge.
range.
That's a huge
Yeah.
difference. Yeah,
All
congratulations.
right, what else you guys got?
Oh, yours, Brendan.
This made me laugh so hard. Have you ever been doing a show and got in an argument with someone?
Yeah, you mean with like Eric Griffin the other day?
Yeah, kind of. You guys weren't that heated.
No,
I
not
guess you were-
heated.
I guess a little bit. Yeah, right.
I mean, we got into it. A
Argument.
little.
Yeah. Watch this. This is great.
You guys think you have a clue of where you're going to trade them, who might be in the market, where you might be able to get something, not just, hey, let me throw this against the wall, see what sticks.
Okay.
I mean, you make fun of other people for doing that.
Really?
All right. You know what? Go,
No, you're having a temper tantrum on
whatever
air,
you
man.
wanna do.
Like you're like
I'll
on
do the
live
show.
air right
You don't
now.
have to pay attention. It's cool. We'll just do it like you're not here. So you can do whatever it is that you want to do.
You
and
just
then just let me
Start
know when
doing the
you're-
show.
let
Shut
me know
up
when
crying
you're
and do
done.
the show. You're
And-
live
and
on
then
air.
we'll come back and okay,
Dude,
Jason, now
you're
that you
live
know,
on air. Shut up and do the show.
Really?
Yes, shut up and do the show. You're live on air and you're crying.
So
Do the
you're
show.
not doing the show.
No, you're the one telling me to leave. If you want me to leave, I'll leave. But just quit crying. You can talk about this during the break. Do the show.
So,
Do it.
all right, well, if I'm just going to do the show by myself, then, yeah, why are you here?
Do the show. Just quit crying about it. Talk sports and quit crying for 2 straight segments.
Was that supposed to be funny? 'Cause
Yes, it's hilarious. Shut up crying and keeping this going on and just do the show.
I'm waiting for the punchline. It's supposed to be.
Oh, good God, you're a child, man. Quit being petty and do the show. The show sounds horrible.
You can tell he gets mad and starts calling him a bitch. Like,
Yeah.
Checked
What?
out of a show for an entire segment.
No, I started doing the research you asked me to do
No,
during
you
the last
checked
segment.
out.
No, you
I'm
asked
sitting
me.
here talking to you and you're like, huh? What? You don't even have your microphone
I'm
on.
not going to sit here. It's already been 2 segments of horrible. If you want me to leave, I'll cut off the mic and I'll leave. Just do the show. It sounds horrible.
I'll do the show. You
Thank
do
you.
the show.
Oh,
on
you
you.
don't-
We're good.
Okay.
Dude, that's
Do
gonna be
the
most
show. You're
ridiculous
still
thing.
crying and do the show. I've already
Hey,
cut off
I'm
the
doing
mic.
show. You're not paying attention. Go do what you're doing. Go have a good time.
God, man.
You know, go do whatever the hell you're doing. It
man.
doesn't matter.
Well, do the show. Quit being a bitch.
Whatever. I'm the one doing the show. You're the one checking out. Have a good day. See you.
Go on, dude. Do the show, bitch.
Wait a second.
Bitch on this shit, dude. That's the most embarrassing fucking radio I ever did. You act like a little bitch.
Are they in the same room?
Oh yeah.
Why do they have different backdrops? First of all, oh, they are in the same room.
Acting like a bitch today. When live on air, you're acting like a bitch.
Well, you're acting like a fucking ass.
The producer's like, well, that's enough.
Yeah. What were they arguing about? Do you know?
They were mad because Houston, right? They lost. And then they're talking about the Rockets trading James Harden, and they just got fucking heated.
But that to
Me
me,
and Brian have had some when we had Joe Coy on here. Brian was mad because we're talking about aliens and we believed him. Like with that,
He called you guys
Bob
infants?
Laser. Brian was like, "You guys are fucking infants." Like dead serious. Like me and Brian have had it out on the show a number of times.
about aliens.
Aliens one time with Joe Coy. Even Joe was laughing, but he was heated. We were literally shouting. Me and Brian have gotten into it like a motherfucker.
I don't mean.
But I don't believe editing that stuff. It's like
No,
Me and Brian
that's
are,
good. That's probably
Brian's
more
like an
interesting
older
than any
brother.
fucking radio they've ever done.
Brian's like your brother, so we argue like brothers. But so he gets heated, dude.
That's good, dude. But I'm on Team Brian with the aliens.
Yeah, you don't believe into it.
I think there are
That's
aliens.
insane to think, dude.
I think they're aliens.
You
I
think
just
Bob
think they
Lazar's
haven't.
full of shit?
I don't. I just think they haven't been here. I think they are. I don't think we're the only people in the universe. I just think it is so crazy to think that we have all of these cameras and detection satellites.
So you don't think the government's ever seen aliens, even though, and this was during the middle of the pandemic, the White House confirmed that they have UFOs. They have them in their possession that are from an unknown world. They confirm they have UFOs.
I think what
Now they didn't say they have
confirmed-
aliens, but they confirm they have technology that they can't confirm.
They said they found parts from a crash.
Yes.
Right. But it's not. They said it was also like an arbitrary consultant. So it wasn't really the Pentagon or anything. So it was a consultant that said that I've never seen this from this world. I think honestly that it's just technology that we don't have yet. Like
That's what I'm
China
saying.
or Russia. More likely that.
Oh, you think it's China, Russia? That
more
we've
likely
never seen.
More likely, yeah, technology
Yeah.
that we have never seen.
So
before.
for
I think
here-
it's aliens.
But, but by the way,
I think it's aliens.
I think that there are things out there. I think there's probably an Earth somewhere out there that mirrors this pretty closely.
100%.
I just have a hard time believing that they came here, but only in the 50s when we didn't have the technology to really keep track of them coming.
Well, they've been here since. Like,
But-
do you see that? What about the military video? Where military pilots, and it's in the ocean, the way they move and the speed they move and the temperature, they're like, we don't know. We literally can't tell you.
Yeah,
Can't keep up with it. When it flies too low, the temperature would be at -30. Like anything that fast, we can't see the motor. We can't see where the propulsion
yeah,
is
no
coming
propulsion,
out of.
and it's like small enough to where a human being couldn't fit in it. So
But-
I think drones, to be honest.
yeah, and my only thing
Just
is
crazy
this.
drone technology.
Yeah, my only thing is this is like, why would they be so scared of us? Are they if they're so much more advanced than us?
No, they're coming just to be like, God, these people are fucking idiots.
But like, no, it's hard for me to really take in that there's been no contact, there's been no definitive sighting.
Well, hold on, no contact that the government's going to tell you about.
Okay, so no contact. I mean, why? But why hasn't nobody else in the entire world, with like I said, with all the technology we have now, nobody
Saying
else?
like China and Russia tell us?
No,
Why the fuck
just
would they?
regular citizens with telescopes that can see wherever the fuck. I just mean there's so many
So many people have said they've seen stuff, though.
said they've seen stuff. So many people have said they've seen Bigfoot too. I mean, look, until I see
you want an
an
alien to be
anal
like, hey,
probe.
Josh.
Why are they anal probing? Like, why is that the one move that everybody
Yeah, I
seems to
don't
be
know.
talking about?
I think they have been here. I do.
I've told you, I believe in ghosts 100%.
I don't think that Bob Lazer's complete full of shit. When you hear his story, like after all these years, you think he'd have some hiccup in his lies. Like there's the detail, and he talks about working on UFOs that they have at Area 51 for the government.
Yeah.
trying to figure out the technology behind it.
Dude, can I tell you? I hope there are. Like these aren't things. Like I hope there are. I would love. I think that's fascinating. Obviously, that's fucking understating it. I hope there are aliens. I hope they come down and go, "Hey, we can do this. You want to do this?" I hope they're cool, and then we all get along.
But you just
I
don't
just
believe
don't
it.
think it has happened. For me, I don't think it's
What's
happened.
this?
I saw this on Yahoo a little while ago. So I guess a Russian astronaut that's staying on the International Space Station wanted to capture that Aurora Borealis. So he had this
Yeah.
the time lapse video.
Yeah.
And he captured some things around like the 9-second mark, I think. So I'll show you. I don't know. This is the whole long one, so I'm not sure if this is the one I saw
Capture at 9 seconds in.
on the original the Yahoo video. But let's see.
That is so fucking cool, though.
Wait, do you think that's an alien?
No. So that's the
That's
Aurora
it.
Borealis. Let me find the original video. You guys can.
B, let me ask you something.
Yes.
You watched the show Away? Have you seen it? It basically, there's a mission to Mars. It's going to take 3 years.
Okay.
If you had the opportunity to go into space,
No.
would you not do it?
No.
The 3 years away from everybody, but that seems like, would you do that? Would you go away
What the
for
fuck
3
am I
years?
gonna do when I get up there?
And, like,
No.
would you do that?
I mean, what is up there? I don't think I'm curious enough about space to
No.
dedicate 3 years of
Be
my
a
life to
fucking
it.
bummer when we get up there.
I guess to
There it is.
say that you were in space and landed on Mars, like, no, but you're probably, I don't know how many people have landed on Mars. It can't be very many, if any.
People, none.
Right?
Only
So-
drones.
So this show is about landing and but you wouldn't be to go to the, I don't know, how long does it take to get to the moon?
No idea.
Would you,
No desire.
you no desire to go to the
wanna be
moon
Buzz
either?
Aldrin? How's it going for Buzz?
I mean, but he can say
He's
he
not
was,
killing it.
no, but what a crazy experience. You don't care at all.
Not at all.
You're not curious at all to know 3 days. You wouldn't take 3 days out of your life to get in a fucking rocket ship.
Nope.
Instead of going to Hilarities in Cleveland.
Nope.
I'm
I'd
gonna
rather
send
be
you.
at Hilarities.
I'm gonna send you to the fucking moon.
No, what am I gonna do, dude?
You're gonna be on the moon, bruh.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you. How was the moon? Dude,
But you
I
got
was
to,
up there. The moon was like, oh, that's cool.
but you got to
Pros,
see
cons,
the
dude.
Earth from the moon. You get to be in
No
space.
desire.
That is mind-boggling
No
to
desire.
me.
No
You-
desire at all.
Neither one of you. Any.
Too risky for me.
Me too. Too risky. 'Cause
Oh,
when shit goes bad too. Oh,
I don't even like flying.
dude.
I think every time I fly is a risk, and I hate it.
Yeah, I fucking hate flying too, let alone to the moon. Yeah, 3 day. You want to take a 3 day plane ride?
no, but I'll take a
Straight up.
fuck on a rocket ship.
Yeah, dude. You want to do that? Get all the gear?
Float around for a little while. That would be so dope. How cool would it be to be high with no gravity?
Zero desire.
I'm not sure if they'd let me take any edibles on the
Zero
trip.
desire.
Really, zero.
Now, if they went up there like, hey, we've been up there for 10 years and they built a city, it's better than Vegas. There's tons of cool people up there, restaurants.
You're going to the moon to get a meal, bro.
I need something more than just walking around and then telling people.
No,
People are like, yeah, dude. Yeah, we saw Buzz Aldrin won't shut up about it. He like does seminars now talking about it.
I would. Maybe Mars seems too
Dude,
long.
if you
That's a
went
long
to the
time.
moon and then let's say you went to the moon tonight.
Yeah.
And came back on the show on Monday.
You wouldn't have any questions for me.
How was it, dude? You go, oh, it's cool, man. I like walked around, like that's cool. Anyways, what else you got, Chan?
No.
What are we gonna talk about?
Well, I don't know. I haven't been to the moon yet.
It's like you tell me a girl you hooked up with. I don't give a fuck, dude. I wasn't there. I can bring up pictures on fucking Google.
But you would swim, go underwater, swim with sharks, and do all that stuff.
Yeah, but I wouldn't come back and like talk your ear off about it because you weren't there.
Yeah, but what a crazy experience to share with people.
Yeah, have you heard Buzz Aldrin talking? Like, oh my god, I need
Well,
to go to
he's
the moon.
190 years old.
You didn't when he was young. You watch the interviews, like, all right, cool, dude.
For me, things like that very few people
I'd rather
get
watch
to do.
Gravity with George Clooney.
Oh my
I
god!
have no desire. No one's gonna give a flying fuck, dude.
Jeez.
Are you kidding?
No one would care
Okay, so Buzz Aldrin, you just said, is still giving talks.
because that's all he had.
170 years after he did it.
Yeah.
People are still curious
No, they're
because
not.
nobody gets to do it.
So I bet he opens up any questions. What was it like on the moon? You know, pretty dark. It was cold up there. I'm out. I don't give a fuck. Would you?
Yeah, man.
What question would you ask Buzz Aldrin that he has answered 100 million times that I couldn't get from George Clooney in Gravity?
I don't.
What would you ask him? What would you ask him?
Well, here's the thing.
What was it like?
The things that I would ask him, he couldn't give me a satisfactory answer to because
you
I
go.
would have to experience it.
Correct.
So I would love to be in I want to know what it's like, that kind of G-force taking off. I want to know what it's like just basically floating through space. I want to know what it looks like up there. I want to see I just want to.
Only one way to find out, Josh.
Do it.
Do it.
Yeah.
And then keep it to yourself. Because we don't give a fuck. Like if someone said, "Hey, Buzz Aldrin wants to come on the podcast," I'm like, "All right, I guess." You know, it's like we weren't there.
Keep it to yourself.
Keep it to yourself, dude. What else you got, Jen?
You want some more?
Is that it?
We have.
That's good. Let's end on that.
All right, we're 2:18 now.
I mean, if you go, dude, I guess shoot me a text.
I won't. I'm not even gonna let you know, man.
You know what? Send me a selfie, I guess.
I might be
And you
away-
know what? Even if you took a selfie
On the
from
moon.
the moon with the Earth behind you like this, I'm like, oh damn, that's crazy. Have fun, man. That's it, dude.
Not yet. You're not even asking. You're like, whatever.
I mean, I guess it'd be a good PR move. You're like, hey, I'll be at Hilarities next weekend.
Yeah, you're gonna be. You get cell service up there?
Yeah, dude. How's the merch? What are we gonna do with that, dude? Do you see any animals? There's nothing up there, dude.
I can't even believe
There's
it.
nothing up there.
No, it's the moon.
How
dude.
was it, dude? It was pretty, just what you expect when off the movies. Pretty cold, dark as shit. Nothing else was out here.
Oh my god. Well, I definitely not going to tell you next time I go. That's it. I'm not telling. When I go to the moon, dude, guess who's not hearing about it? You motherfucker.
You, man, and you're gonna miss out. Am I?
Everybody else is going to hear the moon stories, dude. Not you.
It's around the comments. You hear Josh went to the move. Damn, that's crazy,
Yeah, but
dude. What did he do?
He told me not to tell you.
He just kind of like walked around.
Yeah.
And it was like dark, and that's it, man. And then he came back 3 days later. Everyone's like, "That's a fun story,
my
I guess."
God,
Good for
man.
Josh.
Meanwhile, it's so funny that you're like, I would definitely take Hilarities
100%.
over the moonwalk.
100%.
I will tell you this though, if you told me I could learn how to moonwalk like Michael Jackson, I would take that moonwalk
Well, we
over
can-
the actual moonwalk.
We can do that.
Can you moonwalk like Michael Jackson?
No, but I guarantee I could find someone to teach me.
Do you know
And
what?
that's more impressive than you going to the moon, Josh.
Oh my god!
You think Buzz has any talent? No, dude. They put him in the suit because he has good eyesight.
Do you
He's
think
NASA.
it's easy to be an astronaut?
If that's what you want to do, and and you have a high level IQ and you can see straight, you know, if you have good vision, it's not impressive. Are you impressed by astronauts?
Yeah, man. I think the training to be an astronaut is kind of difficult.
Pretty extensive.
Yeah,
I'm more impressed with Navy SEALs.
they're also impressive. I can be impressed with two different people.
Yeah, but I'm not like. Are you buying an astronaut T-shirt? Like I don't give a fuck.
I'm probably not buying.
I'm
an
more impressed with
astronaut.
like fighter pilots than the guys going to the moon.
Yeah, fighter pilots too. Also, super
I'm more impressed with
impressive.
the guy who built the spaceship,
Me too.
not the guy who sat there like this.
I think they're all
And then
impressive.
you know they're not even driving it. You know it's controlled from down below,
doing
dude.
something, dude. It's
No,
not a
they're
remote
sit-
control car.
Yeah, it is,
No,
dude.
it's not. They gotta flick buttons and shit.
No, they do this.
You don't think they do
3, 2, 1,
And they do that for the whole time they're just floating around.
and then they get out. They take a leisurely stroll and get the fuck back in the
oh
ship, dude.
my god. Are you?
I'm
yeah,
not impressed with astronauts.
apparently not.
They got balls. I respect what they do, but all right.
pussies, but they're it's
Not,
across.
but you're right.
What's
I'm more
more-
impressed with the guy that got me this.
What's
got
more
us there.
impressive? Say the NASCAR driver, or astronaut.
NASCAR driver.
Okay. All right. Dude who takes his go-kart to 35 miles an hour on Saturdays in Vegas at the track, or astronaut?
Astronaut.
Okay.
Because anybody could do that on a go-kart. Not everybody could be an astronaut. Like, if you be an astronaut, you'd be pretty fucking smart. But there's a ton of smart people, Josh.
But there aren't
They
a
just decide
there
to do
aren't
that.
a ton of astronauts.
Well,
it's
we're
not,
not-
that easy to be an astronaut.
You wouldn't know.
I'm gonna. By the way,
I don't know the requirements.
yeah.
But it's pretty dicey. But
I was about to
like,
say.
I'm never going to space. I'm not smart enough. But those people that are that smart that decide to do it, it doesn't. I'm not like, oh my god, how'd you do it? No, dude, you're smart. We put monkeys in suits, dude.
I hope there's
You
an
wanna interview
astronaut
the monkey?
who listens to your show
It's
who
like,
can tell
"Fuck
us
this guy,
who
man."
can tell us what the requirements are. I bet you
No,
it's
hold on.
super difficult.
Again, I agree. Super difficult to get into NASA. You have to be a smart motherfucker.
Yeah.
I'm just not impressed with the guys that decide to jump in the suits and go to space.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
The ones who, like, with the engineering of the rockets and shit, those who I want to talk to.
What's more impressive, an actual moonwalk or this dude and his moonwalk?
Let me see.
This is the best moonwalk ever.
Oh wow.
That is pretty good.
Fuck yeah, that's good.
Because that's on cement.
That's sideways, and then eventually it goes to the back. Or
That's
backwards.
on cement isn't easy.
Why'd they put that video up there?
Ooh.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Moonwalk.
That I'm telling you, on cement with the cracks, that is outstanding.
And
That's
he's
some
doing it
Jordan
without
12?
creasing his shoes.
Yeah.
That's
Some
the most
Jordan
impressive
12s or
part.
some shit?
Without creasing the shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty impressive.
That's impressive.
All right.
I'm more impressed with that. Just kidding.
This guy-
NASA's gonna be so cool.
Next time you
No,
go to
I know the rocket scientists. I don't are the people that touch down like was Buzz
think so.
Was Buzz
A rocket
was his
scientist.
IQ crazy? Was he a rocket scientist?
I don't know. How hard is it to be an astronaut? Takes many years education to be the basic quality.
That's a very.
That
That's
doesn't-
from space.com.
Yeah, space.com tells you it's a very hard job to get. Thank you.
Odds. 18,300 people applied in 2017. 0.04%, 0.08%.
Again, I realize they're smart as fuck.
Yeah.
I'm aware of that.
But what
I'm
do you
just
have
not
to do?
impressed
Yeah.
with them doing it.
All right. Well, I mean, I'm bachelor's degree engineering by that's a lot of smart.
1,000 hours of pilot in command.
So they need a
Jet
bachelor's degree in
craft.
engineering, biological science, physical science, computer science, or math. Oh, one of those. Followed by 3 years of professional experience, 1,000 hours of pilot and command time in the jet craft. Candidates also must pass the NASA's astronaut physical.
Huh. I mean, when it's just written out like that, it doesn't seem like anything like more intensive than getting your
You're also,
becoming a doctor.
You're also not. I know
but-
money's not everything, but you know, on the high end, they're making 144 grand.
But you're an astronaut. You go to space.
Oh yeah, how long? You go in once. I mean, your entire career is dedicated to space, and you go once every fucking how long? We're not up there that much.
No.
we have satellites.
That's
if they are
why-
go up there, it's a countdown on every local news station.
So you, and I'm saying
You
you,
never
don't want to
go.
be on that countdown.
I'm not even going to. You know the fucking idiots that go out and they
I'm not
go to the
doing that
crowd
either.
with billboards.
No, I'm not doing that.
3, 2, 1, and then the fucking jet.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that.
You're
All
a
right.
U.S. citizen, all right, possess a master's degree in STEM field. See, again, they're way smarter.
Smarter,
They're
yeah.
monsters. Have at least 2 years of okay.
1,000
Be able to
hours
pass
pilot.
2 years. Yeah, again, complete a doctor of medicine or doctor. Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yeah, they're beasts.
All right. So there's a lot of smarts that goes into this.
I assume for NASA.
Yeah,
We're
yeah,
only
makes
sending
sense.
our smartest to space.
I think-
I'm just not impressed.
If you combined our IQs, I don't think we're
not making
going.
it.
No, I don't think we're making it
We're not
either.
making
I don't
it.
think we're making
We're not
it.
making it.
No.
You know what? And I don't want to make it.
No, apparently not. You don't.
I support what they do, but I don't care.
Yeah, this is. I'm going to tell you.
Now, if you're building a hotel on Mars,
what
I'll
if
check it out.
What if they played Longwood? Is it called Longwood?
What's Longwood?
Oh, Yellowstone?
Yellowstone. Sorry,
And it was only
I
available.
called it Longwood. What if they? What if?
I think you're having flashbacks of that giant Puerto Rican.
What if they played Yellowstone the whole way up?
Or if I could only watch Yellowstone, but I have to get to the moon.
Yeah.
I'm getting to the moon. That's the only thing that's going to get me to the moon.
All right.
All right, dude. You're going to
I'm going to be in Columbus, October 2nd and 3rd. Check it out. Also, guys, if you haven't seen my special, it's free on my YouTube channel. Check that out. Last night we had Freddie Prinze Jr., Eric Griffin, and Zainab Johnson on Control Chaos. We had like another, I think, 180,000 on
Love
last
Eric
night. It was
Griffin.
great.
Love Freddie.
Great. So, and check out the shows Monday night on my Facebook fan page at 7, Tuesday night on my Facebook fan page at 7. Those are when the live shows are. Check them out.
Go see Josh Ruff. And then my tickets for Dallas just went on sale. I'm at the Addison Improv in Dallas, Texas. You fucking moon-loving fucks. I'm in October 1st. October 1st. I don't know why I'm so aggressive.
October 19th. Oh, no,
October 1st through the 3rd. I'm in Dallas, Texas. Get your tickets. My whole squad will be with me. I'm in Nashville, November 19th through the 21st. Get your tickets now, tfatk.com. They're limited tickets, so they will go fast. Get them now. Dallas, Nashville, you're up, baby.
Have you been to the Gas
places.
Monkey Garage in Dallas?
What is it? I know I'm gonna. Who am I shooting with? Colin?
Colin Noir and Peter, our boy Peter.
The Gas Monkey Garage. I think, what was the name of the show?
Fast and Furious? That's not
Gas Monkey Garage. Richard Rawlings is the guy who, if you see him, you'll
Fast and Loud.
Fast and Loud.
Oh wow! that
Have you
looks
been to their garage?
sick. No.
Do you want me to set that up? It is super dope.
My brother would love that.
Is he into that stuff?
Into cars?
Yeah.
Yeah, we both into cars.
Dude, Gas Monkey, this dude, his show has been on for I don't know how
Super
many years.
popular.
Oh, sick.
But their garage is so fucking cool.
Oh, yeah, I'd love that.
He had bought Farrah Fawcett's her original Corvette that they redid for her. It was one of the first cars that had a phone in it. It had a dial phone.
that's cool.
In the fucking car.
That's cool.
But when he got it, he's got a bunch of cool shit like that at his
No, I'd
garage.
go check it out for
yeah,
sure.
I'll set that up for you.
Let's do it. Get your tickets, Dallas, October 1st through the 3rd. tfatk.com. Josh, love you, man.
Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks for having me. I
Appreciate it.
appreciate
That
it.
was fun.
Later.
We're out.